It's time for college football in Greenville, North Carolina. ECU fans are ready despite some rainy conditions. They're looking forward to seeing their star wide receiver, Isaiah Jones, one of the best in the American Conference. USF features super soft running back Marlon Mack. Big time game tonight in the American Conference. USF and ECU next. College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Geico. Rainy Greenville, North Carolina is home to the ECU Pirates tonight. East Carolina hosts a crucial American Conference game against USF. Both teams need to win tonight to get closer to bowl eligibility. In the American Conference East, last night Temple moved to 5-0 in league play with a high-scoring win over SMU. Cincinnati gave Houston a great game today, but lost by 3 to the Cougars on the road. USF and ECU both have 2 league wins. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Greenville, North Carolina. Great to have with us. Dave Ryan alongside Corey Chavis. We're joined by Lauren Gardner on the field in a moment. And partner, you played in the NFL playoffs a couple times. This game has that playoff feel, doesn't it?
It really does, and you add on to that the weather. It's a night game, so the kids really have a lot of excitement. But what they have to be able to do is understand you can't start looking at the rankings. We just showed them a minute ago. You know right now Temple's 5-0, so South Florida, they can't look past this game. And for East Carolina, they know how to win. They've got to rear it back and remember some of those good times.
About a month ago, you, Lauren, and I called a game at Tampa where USF played Syracuse and the Orange fell. That started a 3-game win streak for Quentin Flowers and the Bulls and really saved their season. Now 2 wins gets USF to its first bowl game in 5 years. Quentin Flowers, brilliant, 201 rushing yards against SMU, the most of any American Conference player this year. A big factor, Rodney Adams returning and receiving.
You said it best, and the return part has been what has been most spectacular. 7th now in the nation, but tracking the football down the field, he's gotten better with that. He's been a finisher. This was a speed shovel pass against Syracuse, the game we called. He's one of those players that I believe opens up the running game for those other 2 stalwarts you talked about.
Well, to say the least, East Carolina's quarterback situation has been up and it's been down. Blake Kemp has struggled with turnovers. He's got 10 interceptions. James Summers can run. He had a great game against Virginia Tech and a win in this stadium. Summers gets the start tonight, but both offer quite a bit.
They do, and for Kemp, it's about just being consistent. He struggled the last couple of weeks doing this, finding targets consistently across the middle of the field. Now, the other hand, we got a rainy night tonight, right? Well, James Summers, this performance you're seeing right here, it was in the rain. And look at him with the ability to get off of tackles. He's strong in the lower body. You got to wrap him up tonight if you're playing on the other side of the football and you're a Bull.
East Carolina Corey is coached by Ruffin McNeil, 6th season. He brought the Pirates to bowl games in 4 of his first 5 years, including 3 straight. The Bulls coached by Willie Taggart, 3rd season down in Tampa. Coach Taggart told us this week his star sophomore quarterback Quentin Flowers healthy after suffering a thigh bruise October 24th against SMU. Lauren, how does Quentin Flowers look to you field level?
Well, it looks like he's back to his old self, Dave. Coach Taggart told us earlier this week that injury really hindered his quarterback, both leading up to and during last week's loss to Navy. I just spoke with Flowers minutes ago, who told me that his leg feels good, he had a great week of practice, and that he's 100%.
And that is such good news for USF. Quentin told us at the walkthrough last night for the Bulls. Little revenge factor certainly is going to be big for him after a loss last year against East Carolina. Been pouring here for about 2 hours, and it's still raining hard at kickoff time. USF has won the toss, electing to defer to begin our game here tonight. As they say at Dowdy Ficklen Stadium, it's showtime. Quay Johnson, featured return man for East Carolina, and Michael Hill, the senior and a transfer from Oklahoma, kicks off tonight for USF. Underway tonight Johnson from the 11. Turns the corner. And a nice return. Tajay Fullwood escorts him out of bounds. Chick-fil-A starting lineup tonight. For East Carolina, it is James Summers, as we told you, starting. This is his 4th start of the season. He's 0-3 so far. Started his career as a commit to North Carolina, then to NC State. Never went to either school, didn't work out, went the JC route, and was recruited to East Carolina to be a wide receiver. But injuries in the preseason have required players like Summers and Kemp to take over. First play from scrimmage in a driving rain. Chris Hairston about 5 yards.
Trayvon Brown tonight is a player that I believe they've got to get the ball to and challenge Ronnie Hoggins and the size of he and Dietrich Nichols on the perimeter, because he can go up and get it.
On second down, Summers the sprint right, and the pass is dropped. Bishop can't bring it in, the junior from Snow Hill, North Carolina. He's the Angry Bird on defense. Jamie Bird has been spectacular this year, a stud leading the Bull Shark defense in tackles for loss and sacks. He was a top tackler for USF last year as a free safety under the new defense, and the set under DC Tom Allen now plays at the Sam linebacker spot. Third down, Summers is throwing, and a drop there for Bryce Williams. And it would have been a first down. Augie Sanchez on coverage for USF. Punt time for ECU.
He was one of the players that had a little bit of problems with the rain at Virginia Tech. He dropped a pass similar to that in that game. And that's something that when you're a senior and they're depending on you on third downs, got to come through regardless of the conditions.
Worth Gregory in the punt. Had a 69-yarder a week ago Friday in a loss at UConn. Little pressure. Tajay Fullwood, return man, tells his teammates to stay clear of the ball. Alex Mutt, who plays on special teams, came kind of close to that one, but no problem there. Chick-fil-A starting lineup. For USF, Quentin Flowers, as we talked about, back to 100% after that thigh bruise against SMU. 201 rushing yards against the Mustangs, the most in the American Conference by any player this year. Most ever by a USF quarterback in school history. He has been dynamic for the Bulls. Play fake to Marlon Mack, and the pass incomplete. Adams right through his hands with the wet conditions.
Dave, one of the players that's really been big for USF this year has been Matt Joe Begovic. I think he's gotten better as the year has gone on. He does a really good job with his hands. They're going to run behind him at times and use that length to their advantage.
Second down. Marlon Mack, first carry of the game. Get to the second level. Eventually hit there by Trayvon Simmons.
We talked about Joe Begovic the last time, but they like to run a little bit to their left. You can see the misdirection. Even fooled us a little bit. On a ball handling they require and ask of Flowers.
Third down numbers, you see him top of your screen. Not great for the Bulls so far. Flowers keeps, gets hit. McGill, first to get to him. Dimitri McGill had the initial contact polished off by Jonathan White. And it's punt time here for USF.
Well, there he goes right there, and you can kind of see that he's able to kind of take the contact up front and then come inside. And he gets some help from a player who's been playing well in Jonathan White.
Matthias Chabani, 30th American Conference in punting, steps up. Team captain and one of the best in USF history. Quay Johnson deep to receive. Indicates for the fair catch and grabs it just outside the 30. And East Carolina right back on the field after the 38-yard punt by Matthias Chabani of USF. American Conference Showdown. Must win for each underway from Greenville tonight. All right, Corey's keys to the game. Chavis's choice. What do you think here, partner?
You mentioned it earlier, Dave. Down the field, USF earlier in the season, they left some plays. They're still leaving some plays. And you've got to be able to finish in the rain, advantage wide receivers over defensive backs. The Bryce cannot be right. Defensively, they've got to contain Bryce Williams, the tight end for East Carolina. And on the other side, ECU, they've got to protect the ball. They fumbled too much this year. 15 fumbles on the season. And gap control, here's an example of what they cannot do. Playing good defense, then late in the game, you begin to get tired, pad level gets high. That's right there, Terrell Richardson, he goes down, Zeke Bigger, he gets cut. And then you have another miss by Jordan Williams. And look at the angles of pursuit. They don't start running until later on down the field. They got to finish plays defensively against the run.
Summers, the offense, back in the field here, Corey. Well, McNeil told us yesterday, Summers, his guy for this game. Here's first down. Zone read, and Summers a nice run. Deidrin's not a piece of the ball came out.
Oh, man.
A fumble. We talked about Butterfingers. Recovered by East Carolina. Went back a couple yards. Gain of 4 in the end.
And he's being loose because he's trying to make the moves. And against these guys, Deidrin's a not. He says, no way.
Chris Hairston hops on the fumble. A break for East Carolina. Second down. Play fake. The sprint left. Summers throws in the run to Williams. Can't bring it in. Took a heavy hit from behind by Nate Godwin. But Bryce Williams has had 2 catchable balls, been targeted, and cannot bring it either.
Bryce isn't right.
Not yet. I like that, by the way. That was funny.
Oh, man. Well,
good pun.
It's not funny for ECU. He's got to hang on to the football.
Third down. Bird showing some pressure. Hairston off right tackle. Spun down after a short gain. Right away by Eric Lee. Gain of 2. This ferocious athletic defensive front for USF has been dominant this season. Already more wins than Willie Taggart had in his first year. He's equaled last season's output with the 4 victories. And with 4 games to go, a lot of chances for USF. Tajay Fullwood deep to receive another punt here from Worth Gregory.
And this has been a problem. They've had some punts blocked. The Temple game. Worth Gregory needs a big night.
Pressure coming. Great kick for Gregory, the Alabama transfer. Fullwood looking up those raindrops, makes the fair catch. And USF takes over again. Scoreless game. Driving rain here in Greenville tonight.
College football on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Acura. Discover the 2016 Acura lineup at Acura.com. And by Lowe's. Hurry in this week for great fall savings.
Ernest Biner, 10th round pick by Cleveland, 1984 draft. One of the A's greatest Redskins. So soft. Jeff Blake, great quarterback here, and David Garrard went on to have a great NFL career as well. Back to 1932 when they started playing football here at ECU. 20 bowl games, including the last 3 years. 7 conference championships. Last year's team won 8 games, but lost over to Florida in the Birmingham Bowl. After a great start, they were 6-1 and ranked in the AP Top 25 before a little slide toward the end of the year. Here comes USF. Bulls have scored first in a game, 6 straight and 7 of the last 8 this year. But neither team producing anything yet in a driving rain. Marlon Mack dances through traffic as tripped up crossing the 20-yard line. A short gain. Montes Overton involved in the stop. Gain of 2 there for Mack.
And we need to keep an eye on Mack tonight because anytime you're dealing with a hamstring injury, in the rain, the coaches pay close attention.
On second down, zone read. Mack runs into Montes Overton and company, gets pushed backwards. For the Pirates defensively, they struggled against UConn last week, giving up 404 yards. That means players like Dimitri McGill, 6'1", 314-pound big man, clogging up the middle. He's got 4.5 tackles for loss this year. Spent a lot of time in opposing teams' backfields. He must be disruptive tonight. A big key for East Carolina up front. Third down. No first downs yet, no completions yet in our game so far. Flowers is throwing. Has time. Sideline route broken up. Incomplete at about the 30-yard line. Coverage there by Deshaun Amos on the breakup. And we still do not have a complete pass, Corey. Punt time again here for USF.
They've got an interesting battle going on between Deshaun Amos and also Corey Sargent, who I think is pushing him for playing time. And as they continue to battle this thing out, I think it's going to improve ECU's secondary down the stretch.
Shabani again. Punts away. Craig Johnson to receive at the 26. Makes a couple tacklers miss. Quay Johnson stumbles, ran into his own man heading upfield. He ran into Cam White, one of the special team stars for East Carolina. Not then. 51-yard punt by Chabadi. 8-yard return. Quay Johnson just about had a lane. But he's going to run into Cam White here. Right about now. Oh, no. No score. Three coaches, USF history. Jim Leavitt got things started, and at one point the program was ranked number 2 in the nation before his dismissal. Skip Holtz took over and brought them to a bowl game. Their last bowl was in 2010. It has been 5 years since the Bulls have gone bowling. But Willie Taggart, a local hero from the Bay Area, has taken over, trying to bring the Bulls back to where they were at one point, Corey. Number 2 in the country back in 2007. They used to fill up Raymond James Stadium. They averaged 50,000 a couple of years in the Big East Conference. Can Willie bring it back?
I think it comes down to one thing, and when you have games like this, you can't let them slip away, because that's going to reinvigorate your fans. You can see the improvement, the steady improvement. Now they've got to take it to a bowl game. I think that's the next step for this football team, because you got a good barometer here with ECU and how good they've been consistently under Ruffin McNeil.
Win total from last year equal already, and so much improvement. And really the turning point, that Syracuse game we called October 10th. Since then, a different Bull team. ECU trying to get it going here. Summers zone read. Nice pickup here for James Summers. Hoggins the stop out to the 42-yard line. Nice pickup there. Almost a first down.
And look at the block on the outside by Chris Hairston. A good job of sealing the edge, and he runs behind Hairston a lot in their schemes.
Second down. Going to be Hairston. Drives the pile forward, but just got to the 41, and he needs the 44 for a first down. Demetrius Hill, bottom of the pile. Another one of those beasts down in the trenches for USF. Had a pick against SMU. He's got 5.5 tackles for loss this year. 270-pound senior. Physical, athletic defense for the Bulls. They are tough. Third down. Hairston tries off right tackle. Runs into a lot of trouble. Nice second and third effort, but he's still a full yard shy of the first down. Mike Love made the initial contact, and Nigel Harris finished him off, gain of 2.
Excellent job on the left side of the defensive line by Daniel Awalake and number 60, Bruce Hector. Both of those guys got penetration, and that allowed Augie Sanchez to come in underneath for the tackle.
Back to Worth Gregory. He's been busy, hasn't he? No first downs in the game tonight. And Fullwood deep to receive. 5 drives, no first downs yielded yet. Fullwood backpedals to about the 6. Tajay Fullwood in trouble, down he goes. Hit right away on special teams. Corey Sargent, an outstanding freshman defensive back. And as you can see, special team stalwart makes the play. And USF tough field position.
Oh, he was the sergeant right here. And when you're getting down the field and making plays like that, you energize everybody. Look at Worth. It's worth the price of admission. Let me go down here and give my boys some props. That's the way you play special teams if you're a Pirate.
No points, no first downs, and a lot of punts so far here in Greenville. CBS Sports Network puts a fresh spin on your morning pregame show covering the field of fantasy. Our experts prepare you for a full day of football. That other pregame show tomorrow morning at 9 Eastern, right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Five total drives, 3 and outs. That's been it so far. These two coaches seeing a defensive slugfest so far.
Well, the average starting position for USF has been the 14-yard line. Right now, because of Worth Gregory and Corey Sergeant Slaughter, they're starting at their own 4-yard line. So when you play good special teams, this is the results.
Sergeant will be happy to hear that. Flowers will run. Has the first down. We finally have our first of the game. It took a while, didn't it?
And take a look at number 31, Darius Tice. Wham! He gets the block on Amos. Now it's one-on-one with Lennon in the open field. And you don't want to be in that situation with Quentin Flowers.
18-yard pickup. Darius Tice gets his first carry of the game. And drives the legs forward to the 25-yard line. Pick up a 3 there for Tice. Stopped by Joe Alley, sophomore from Vienna, Virginia. Had some breathing room after the big run by Flowers. Lauren talked about the thigh bruise he suffered when he was spun by Caleb Tuiasosopo at the end of that SMU game while scoring a touchdown. Was helicoptered into the end zone.
You like that helicopter. You've been talking about that a little bit, too.
And he was not healthy 100% last week in that loss at Navy. Second down, jet sweep. It's Adams, loses his footing, and eventually is slammed down. Dayon Pratt, junior from Washington, D.C., makes the play.
One of the things that ECU likes is players with length. 6'4", 230 pounds. You get a missed tackle by Jordan Williams, and Stanley comes in, and there he is. Pratt cleaning up with that length.
Third and 5. Flowers design run play. Looks for the corner, looks for the first down, and has it. First down run. An opportunity there by Trayvon Simmons to make the play. Could have stopped that first down. Can't catch up with Flowers.
Well, it's a tough position to put your safety in to fill an alley from about 10 yards and come all the way down against him. A lot of room for him to break down your angle, and that's exactly what Flowers did. Simmons, not a good chance to make that play.
Gain of 7. Another first down. What's this? Couple first downs here, Corey, after the slow start offensively for each team. The rain is almost stopped. Quentin Flowers, another big pickup. Second level as he crosses the 40-yard line. Stopped there by Dominique Lennon, senior from Suffolk, Virginia.
Take a look right here. You're going to get a lot of lead blocks from these offset backs. And right here, you're going to see Matt come around and lead up and block again Amos, and that's what allowed him to get up in the open field.
Second and short. Marlon Mack. Can't quite find the edge, but does lean forward for the first down. Mack is awfully tough. Deshaun Bent makes the play defensively. Had a pick 6 last week up at East Hartford against UConn. Gain of 4 for Marlon Mack. Mack not very effective last week against Navy. Held under 30 yards. He's run for 100-plus yards 4 times this season, 8 times in his great career. Dynamic running back. Timeout call by East Carolina.
East Carolina starts timeout. This is the 32nd timeout.
So we've mentioned it a couple times, Corey, going back to October 10th at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Flashback to that USF Syracuse game. It's a big win. First bowl victory over a Power 5 conference team since 2011. And a little trickeration as Flowers went deep to Rasheed Bronson for a touchdown to get the Bulls going. Marlon Mack awfully tough. Ran for 184, couple of scores. And the Bulls pull away from the Orange in the second half.
They did, and really when it came down to, there was a stretch where Syracuse came back in that game. You can see that that game kind of sparked what's happened the last couple of weeks. And Willie Taggart, I believe, has been somebody that understood that they were on the verge. You've heard him say a lot of times when we've talked to him that they know how to bounce back now. They're over the part about getting behind and starting to think too much about it.
Effective drive so far. Best of the night for either team. Play fake. Price makes the catch. The big tight end, Sean Price. First down. Yards down to the 37. Back down to Lauren.
Well, you guys talked about that win over Syracuse being the turning point for USF. I had a conversation with head coach Willie Taggart before today's game. He said that was huge for us. We needed to learn to finish. We did that. You can see it in the body language and the guys that practice and on the sidelines during games. Things have changed.
Mack the run here. Lauren gets stuck by Zeke Bigger, and Jordan Williams finishing them off. It's a good point Lauren makes, Corey. It really was a season saver. USF coming off the 4-win year after Willie's first season was just 2 victories. Needed that badly, and it started to roll. They're on now.
This game, though, either keeps you where you were at a year ago or takes you by that point. And I think that's what we're looking to see, if they can get by the 4-win mark.
On second down, fake to Ernest Johnson. Pitch, Marlon Mack turns the corner again. Hit hard by Dominique Lennon.
That was an exciting tackle from Dominique Lennon.
There's a flag down. First flag of the night.
Well, it won't take away that hit. Mack will remember it.
After the play is over, dead ball, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 64. 15-yard penalty. The down counts. It is third down.
So Thor Joswiak, a grad student from Eagle Lake, Florida. Dad Brian, tremendous offensive lineman at West Virginia, was a top 10 pick by the KC Chiefs in the NFL draft back in the 80s. Is the guilty party. And that really hurts the Bulls, who had a nice pickup on the play. Makes it 3rd and 16 here for USF out of field goal range for Emilio Nadelman, who struggled last week at Navy, missing 2 field goals in his 3 attempts. For Willie Taggart, 10th play of the drive here.
Let's see if they go to some kind of screen on this play.
Flowers, lots of time. Deep ball, man, wide open and overthrown, incomplete. Opportunity they wanted, but can't cash in. A.J. Legree, intended receiver.
When we talked about finishing the big plays in the open down the field, here's an opportunity for Legree to go down and make a touchdown catch, but then Flowers are just completely inaccurate.
Back to Chibati, punting again.
Those plays come back to haunt you if it's a close game late.
3rd punt for Chibati already tonight. Quay Johnson indicates for the fair catch, lets it bounce behind him. Should have taken the fair catch. That's inside the 5. And a good punt for Matthias Chibati of USF. Joins tonight at midnight Eastern, a CBS Sports Spectacular presentation of Fight Night Glory Superfight Series from Milan, Italy. Headlined by the featherweight title bout between Gabriel Varga and Sergey Adamchuk, only on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Got our own slugfest battle here on the football field tonight in Greenville. USF piles up most of its yards according to that last drive. ECU's done nothing offensively so far.
And you got to be careful here. A team that's been turning the ball over or has turned the ball over, you don't want to have a key one in this part of the field.
Summers stands in his end zone. Play fake. Danger area. And throws that away. Always the possibility that it's intentional grounding in the end zone, which could be a safety. The officials will talk it over. Was he outside the tackle box? Did the ball go beyond the line of scrimmage? That's the discussion right now. There's a flag, and it's going to be grounding and a safety call on Summers.
The quarterback was not out of the tackle box when he threw the pass out of bounds. Intentional grounding. Offense, number 11. Foul occurred in the end zone. The result is a safety.
2 points for USF.
Well, clearly he wasn't outside of Ike Harris, the left tackle. And if we get a shot probably from the end zone, you can kind of see that he's really nowhere near outside of Harris, who was right there in the vicinity of the referee when he threw that pass.
Mike Love, Demetrius Hill provide the heat. And Summers talks with Dave Nickel, his offensive coordinator in his first year at East Carolina. James Summers had a tremendous high school career in Greensboro, won a state championship. We talked about the recruiting road. It was interesting for him, to say the least. Commit to North Carolina State, commit to North Carolina. Things didn't work out either with the Wolfpack or Tar Heels. Went to Hines Community College, where he lit it up. But East Carolina, Corey, recruited him to be a receiver. It's because of the injury in the preseason to Kurt Becker, torn ACL a week before the opener, that he and Kemp have had to step up and play.
You're right, Dave. And another Dave Nickel, the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, down there on the field talking to him. And you can see that the communication between those two is outstanding. He's telling him to calm down, don't worry about it, forget about that mistake, you've got to move on. We got a chance to sit down and talk with Coach Nickel, and it seemed like he has a feel for what Summers can do, believes he has that it factor.
So free kick here from the 20, and Worth Gregory will step into a punt. Dearness Johnson lost it just momentarily. And the return to about the 30-yard line. Good break there for USF. That could have been a lot worse there for the Bulls. Trey McCann's good play to pick it up and make something out of nothing. Last drive, pretty good. Yielded 4 first downs, got into East Carolina territory before it stalled out. Mostly because of the penalty to Thor Joswiak. So Flowers, the offense, back in the field here. Such a big factor with the East Carolina struggles at quarterback. When will Ruff McNeil and Dave Nickel make a change? Didn't happen until late in the third quarter last week in a loss at UConn. First down, play fake. Flowers feels some heat. Then the deep ball, looks for Adams. Can't catch up with it, incomplete. He and Hawkins step for step down the sideline. Got their feet tangled a bit, but no flag, incomplete.
Excellent pass protection. Joswiak, one of the guys who had the penalty, and then Hawkins a step behind Adams again. He's had problems with pass interference penalties. That showed up in a couple of games. You saw it against Temple in the red zone. He's got to get that under control.
Here's second down. Overton, some pressure from the edge. Flowers, nice keep. Montes Overton adjusts beautifully and makes a play defensively for East Carolina. 34.5 career tackles for loss, 17.5 sacks. Overton leads the Pirates, 7.5 sacks this year. He's been something. Big defensive play, sets up 3rd and 10. Rain is stopped here. That's got to be better for ball security in the offense, as you'd think. But it poured for about 2 straight hours. 3rd down. Flowers. Jonathan White provides a little pressure and recovers and makes a great play defensively. Jonathan White found him. Help from Zeke Bigger. There is a flag down.
We just talked about pass interference penalties. This could be a hold down the field on ECU.
Holding. Defense number 28. 10-yard penalty. Results in the first down.
Corey just said how Josh Hawkins had issues with pass interference calls. That's a defensive hold in the secondary and automatic USF first down.
We'll see what he's doing. He squats on the route. If you notice his feet, they're not moving. And what I mean when I say squatting on the route, that's what causes the contact there. He doesn't get enough room to allow himself to react to the move by the wide receiver.
Big break for USF. Screen pass set up. Brunson has the catch. First touch tonight for Rasheem Bronson. Joe Alley on the stop defensively. Joe had a career best 8 tackles against Virginia Tech in that driving rain here at Dowdy Ficklen early this season. The signature win so far of the year for East Carolina. They played Florida so tough in the swamp. Played BYU tough on the road, but couldn't pull them out. Second down, Flowers, design quarterback key. Looks for the corner. Jordan Williams finds him and makes the play defensively. Gain of 1. Williams, the sophomore from Fayetteville, North Carolina, ex-walk-on. Second on the Pirate team, 53 tackles coming to the game tonight. Big play here on third, with under 90 seconds to go in the fading first quarter. 3rd and 7. Blitz coming from Williams. Flowers steps up. Outlet. Dearness Johnson on the move. First down and then some. Gets physical on the run. Steamrolls Deshaun Amos on the way downfield. Dearness Johnson, one of the top USF receivers, first down.
This is a play that he probably wouldn't have made a year ago. Oftentimes you'll see a player take off and run the football, but he keeps his eyes down the field and finds the outlet target.
Gain of 16. Zone read. Flowers keeps. Makes a nice cut. I think that's a pretty good gain out of that. Jonathan White, first to get to Quentin Flowers. Gain of 4 there for Quentin. That leg looks pretty good, Corey, to me.
Yeah, he's moving around pretty well, Dave.
Only ran for 15 yards last week at Navy. Here's second down. Runs again and slides down. Was about to run into his own offensive lineman there. 318-pound left guard Thor Joswiak. And probably a better idea there to slide and not run into the back of Joswiak. Final moments of the quarter.
That was the problems, ECU, with the pace on this drive. See some players getting on and off the field late.
5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
12 men on the field. East Carolina, mental mistake against the Pirates. So a break again for USF. Looking for the first touchdown of the game after the safety has given them a 2-0 lead.
And I think that's one of the advantages of Danny Holt coming in here as the offensive coordinator. They've picked up the pace this season. They were more methodical a year ago. Now they mimic ECU's pace from a season ago.
Penalty makes it 2nd and 1 here, Corey, at the 30. But they will not run another play in the first. End of the first quarter. A 2-0 Bull lead on the Pirates. Not a lot of offense so far. That could change in the second. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. USF, its first recorded safety since 2009 against Rutgers. ECU's first given up since 2012 against Virginia Tech. It's 2-0. On November 13th, discover the untold true story. The 33 only in theaters. 15 yards against Willie Taggart's defense for East Carolina so far. Very interested to see if and when Ruffin McNeil makes his change to Blake Kemp, who's had a lot of turnover issues. Kemp's thrown 10 picks and fumbled 4 times, but his record as a starter is 4-2. Summers never won as a starter. We'll see as the game develops. Interesting theme. We begin the second quarter with USF. Second and short. Fake, deep ball. Adams the target. Incomplete. Trayvon Simmons on coverage offensively there for East Carolina.
Well, here he goes right there. And you're going to see he just runs right by. They've had a lot of problems, I think, switching off routes. And I'm talking about ECU in the secondary.
Third and short. Tice, first down and then some. Overton and Jordan Williams make the play along with Trayvon Simmons. But the quick snap helps Darius Tice and USF first down for the Bulls. Going fast again here, gain of 8. Right back to Tice. Gets physical with Williams and Jordan. Drops him. The ball came loose as well. Bulls think they've got it. Pirates think they've got it. Let's find out.
It was definitely a fumble.
Rocco Scarfone jumping on it there for East Carolina, Corey. We'll see. Uncover the scrum. That's the big key there.
Looks like USF got it.
It's going to be Bulls football. Tice recovers his own fumble.
Recovered by the Bulls.
I don't know
Ball was
how he
possessed
got
simultaneously. By rule, it goes to the offense.
You've been at the bottom of those piles, Corey. You told us about that. It's not pretty, is it?
Not at all. And he loses it pretty early. Good hit by Jordan Williams. And at that point, he's on the ground trying to get his bearings back. Some kind of way, he found a way to get the ball, too.
Second out here. Play fake to Mack. Pass downfield. Price makes the catch into the end zone for a USF touchdown. Sean Price, team captain, has his first touchdown of the season.
Talking about switching off routes. Well, this is a simple wheel route. You got to run with that if you're Giannis Bolden. And because he's jumping up in the air, it seems like he does it, but he has that responsibility. And he just let Price run free.
Emilio Nadelman nails the PAT for USF. 16-yard touchdown connection between Flowers and Price, Corey.
It was, and the adjustment by Price, the price is right for the Bulls.
Nice.
Here in Greenville.
Nice. Thursday on NFL Network, Rex Ryan returns to face his former team as the Bills take on the Jets. You can only see it on NFL Network. Thursday Night Football, Thursday at 8 Eastern, only on NFL Network. Rex Ryan and his career, former Jets head coach. A couple AFC title games with Mark Sanchez and company. 46 and 50 overall, 3-4 in Western New York this year, taking over the Bills.
10 plays, 69 yards. They only chewed up 4:17 off the clock. The reason? Pace. ECU couldn't even get lined up much of the drive. It concluded with Price's touchdown, and even on that play, some miscommunication from the Pirates.
First touchdown of the season for Sean Price, the senior from Citra, Florida. And only his second career TD. That came back in 2012. You got to feel pretty good. Teammates are celebrating with him. Pretty funny. Big hugs down there. Hill kicks off. Johnson and Brown, deep man to receive. Quay Johnson from his 5. Looks for room. Finds none. Slammed down by Tayshawn Whitehurst at the 15. Nice kick coverage for USF. Back down to Lauren Gardner.
Well, Dave, despite the safety and the 3 and outs, this ECU offense does not seem to be veering away from James Summers as their quarterback. He's been very even keel on the sidelines, laughing and joking with his receivers, having a good time, smiling. It looks like he's staying in there mentally. It's a matter of him staying in there physically. Dave Nickel, the offensive coordinator, said he needs to focus on his accuracy, and he's been spending a lot of time with his receivers. It doesn't look like they're deviating from this passing game for this run-oriented quarterback.
Here's first down, Lauren. He's running right on cue and slammed down immediately. Found by James Hamilton at 308 pounds, the senior from Orlando. Slams Summers down to the grass surface, loss of 2. Big message from Ruffin McNeil and offensive coordinator Dave Nickel yesterday, as Lauren talked about, sticking with Summers, trying to keep him confident. That was the attempt last week at UConn. Didn't work out, though, lost to the Huskies. 2nd and 12. Play fake. Summers throws on the move and is it intercepted? Incomplete pass, nearly picked there by USF. Hoggins, the true freshman corner, Ronnie Hoggins from Coconut Creek, Florida, almost a pick there for the Bulls.
When they want to throw the football, a lot of times you get misdirection, and you can see that the ball hits the ground. But the reason why he didn't get any separation in terms of Grayson on the outside, no juice on the ball from Summers.
Third down. Pressure off the edge. Pass over the middle. Williams struggles and can't come up with it again. Lee almost found it on the tip drill pick try. Another missed handle for Bryce Williams. He's had 3 balls thrown to him and no catches. 4-3 and out for East Carolina.
The vision is there. The read is there. The progression is there. The accuracy, and then Bryce Williams, not a finisher like you mentioned so far in this game. A lot of problems on the sidelines for ECU right now that the chalkboard needs to help figure out.
The block not on here for USF against Worth Gregory. Tajay Fullwood lets that bounce. Takes a good pirate roll inside the 35-yard line. Worth Gregory's been very busy for East Carolina. Pirates have produced nothing offensively so far. Willie Taggart in his day at Western Kentucky, one of the best quarterbacks in Hilltopper history, set every record imaginable. Ruff McNeil played his college football here at ECU and was so thrilled to take over the job 6 years ago. He's down 9-0 in this game, though, head-to-head with the former star QB at Western Kentucky, Willie Taggart, and USF. Let's go back down to Lauren.
Well, Coach McNeil spoke with us yesterday about the culture of family that he's established here at ECU. He said he's like a father figure. The assistant coaches are like the uncles. He likes to have a great time with them, taking them to the movies after their pregame meal on leading up to games. But he also said that it's also time to get serious at practices and meetings and games. He wears 2 watches, guys. I noticed that in our meetings yesterday. I had to ask him about it. He said, hey, there's a time to have fun, and these are like my kids, but there's also a time to focus.
2 watches. Never heard of that. Right now, neither watch is showing a lot of points or offense for his Pirates. He's pretty frustrated, Lauren. First down for USF. Flowers, dynamic. Simmons makes a nice play in space defensively, but when Flowers moves the chains again, give him 11 more yards for USF. See why now. A healthy Quentin Flowers rambled for 201 yards, the most of any FBS player, any position this year. Quarterback spot, something. Flowers keeps this time. Trouble and put down. Sargent. No correction, make that Sean Benton. Next play defensively, lost it 2.
You're going to watch the pursuit angle right here. And what he does a good job of is playing it from the outside in. And Benton is a player from Atlanta, Georgia, hasn't always wrapped up consistently when tackling. That was a positive sign on that play.
Ben had that big pick 6 against UConn last week in a loss to the Huskies. Second down. Flowers, shotgun and time. Delivers. Another pickup and a big one there for A.J. Legree. Transfer from Kentucky getting involved offensively tonight. Only had 3 catches on the year coming in, tackled by Hawkins.
Loose zone coverage. Good protection by Kofi Amichia on the outside. Legree able to get some yards after the catch. Good pursuit angle by Overton. Not in time.
Off the gain of 16. Fake the jet sweep to Adams. And Flowers dives across the 40-yard line to about the 37. It's a gain of 5. Fred Presley, former most improved player for East Carolina back in 2014. Junior from Snow Hill, North Carolina, made the play. He had a huge hit early in that game last week against UConn quarterback Bryant Sheriffs. Defense played well. The offense just could not produce anything last week in East Hartford. Same story unraveling here tonight. Second down, play fake, and Flowers. Mack on the catch. Monteith Overton and Sean Benton escort Marlon Mack out of bounds. But Mack, Dearness Johnson, Corey, they've got some really good receivers out of the backfield.
They really do, and Mack, probably the fourth option for Flowers on that play. He went through all of his downfield reads and was able to hit the flare control to Mack.
15 more yards. Play fake to Mack. Heat coming, Joe Alley is all over Quentin Flowers. And it becomes an incomplete pass.
Well, here he goes right here, and I'm talking about Ali at the top. And he's really unblocked. He's doing a good job at containing, and then you see the burst late, and that's what causes the errant throw from Flowers. Not necessarily a tall player, Ali, but neither is Flowers, and that was enough to disrupt his vision on the outside.
Ali 6'1", 230, sophomore linebacker. Blitz showing. Mack runs into Deshaun Benton. It keeps on trucking. Marlon Mack, huge pickup. Second level and beyond. And USF in great shape, trying to go up a couple scores here in this first half. Tonight's Red Zone being brought to you by Verizon. Gain of 16. And a timeout call by East Carolina.
East Carolina takes their second charge timeout of the half. This is the 32nd timeout.
One play stoppage remaining for Ruffin McNeil and East Carolina in this first half. Best run of the night for Marlon Mack so far.
Yeah, it's the best one, but watch these players right here up front. As you let it run right here, Idris is not, some of those players not on the Dominique Threed inside, trying to do a good job of blocking down the field, but it's been a bad job so far, I think, from ECU in terms of their front players up front of being able to get off of the blocks. Didn't expect them to have this much problems. They've had gap control problems on the outside, but it's been inside where they've had a lot of problems here tonight. And I think a little bit more onus has to be put on Dimitri McGill inside. He's going to have to do a better job of getting off blocks. And I expected Fred Presley and Jonathan White to play a lot better.
We'll see what Coach McNeil, the defense, has schemed up here, first and goal. Fake to Rasheem Bronson. Flowers keeps and lunges ahead. Joe Alley first to get to Quentin Flowers, gain of 2. Quentin Flowers runs for 72 yards a game. Becomes an extra running back in a lot of sets. Mack, Tice, Dearness Johnson, and Quentin Flowers, weapons on the ground. USF has the 23rd best rushing attack in the FBS. Ninth play of the drive here, second and goal. Zone read, and the play toward the goal line for Dearness Johnson, getting close, about the half-yard line. Zeke Bigger makes a thumping hit defensively for East Carolina.
Well, just a good cutback. And Pratt comes up and makes a solid stop. But not before their yards after contact.
South Florida takes their first charge timeout of the half.
On third and goal, Willie Taggart wants to talk things over.
This is the 32nd timeout.
Again, you're going to see Zeke Bigger. Let's take a look at him, number 44, and see how he reacts to this inside run. Sean Price comes up, and he's able to block him. He's got to play more downhill. If you attack that block by Price, you force that play to bounce. By him waiting there and reacting late, that's what allowed the extra yards after the cut inside, and then that forced Pratt to come up and make the tackle. You haven't heard much from Zeke Bigger tonight. He hasn't been very active inside. That last play was an example of why.
Team's leading tackler this year had 140 tackles last year to lead the American Conference. Not the same season, though, for Zeke in the defense. Third and goal. Off the timeout, the check with me back to the USF bench. Willie Taggart, the head coach, calls all the offensive plays for the Bulls. Johnson featured back. Now Price lines up in the backfield. Adams in motion. Flowers keeps. Flowers, end zone, touchdown. There is a flag down. Let's check out the marker.
Illegal formation. 5 men in the backfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It was that last shift by Sean Price, Corey, that put the 5th man in the backfield for Quentin Flowers in the offense and wipe out the touchdown run.
Well, there's just one player not on the line of scrimmage, one player short. You can't have 5 in the backfield. That shift, you're correct, but one of the offensive linemen has to get up on the ball. And big mistake again by USF, really an unforced error. This is the position I think ECU wants to be in. Will they bring some pressure with the amount of misdirection we've seen here in the first half? Expect the sprint out from Flowers.
Big play, 3rd and goal. Flowers is throwing. Fade end zone to Johnson with Jonathan White, defensive lineman, in coverage. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Now, he's had a big year. Never did I expect to see him at 292 pounds. Here he goes right here. Watch him running up the field with Johnson, their best receiver arguably this year. And White, that'll catch the attention of a lot of people around the conference, seeing him move like that.
Nadelman in for the chip shot field goal. 6 for 11 this year so far for Emilio. From 23, no good. Basically a PAT try for Emilio Nadelman. And White and Stanley, some emotion for East Carolina as they hold USF. Willie Taggart told us it was an open place kicker competition in practice this week. That was not blocked, it was just shanked. A bad miss from point blank range for Emilio Nadelman of USF. So many great storylines in what has been a fantastic season for the American Conference so far this year. Shootout at TD-ECU Stadium in Houston. Cougars survive over Gunnar Kiel in Cincinnati. A great game going on right now. Head-to-head with Navy, Memphis. The Mids have a lead on the Tigers at the Liberty Bowl, 17-10 at halftime.
On the last field goal attempt that USF missed, Emilio Nadelman has had some problems, but Matthias Shabbat, if you stop it right there, you can see he doesn't get the laces around. And for a player who's missed field goals in 4 straight games, that's particularly essential to him to get his confidence back. And Shabbat's a good holder, but that time, with the gloves on in the rain, couldn't get the ball around.
Well, the rain has stopped the last hour or so. No rain coming down, but a lot of wet conditions certainly on the field. But that's just inexcusable to miss from so close in for USF. A chance to extend the lead. Now some momentum maybe for Summers in the offense, who throws on 1st down here. Now runs into trouble. Augie Sanchez helps. Lee got there first. Wow.
Right there, throw the football. But he doesn't. He pulls it down. And sometimes that's one of the things that on film that I saw from Summers, a tendency when he wasn't comfortable with it within his sight lines, he wanted to run too quickly. Perfect example on that last play.
Loss of 2, TFL there for Eric Lee. Pass to Brown. Finally a completion for East Carolina, tackled by Nigel Harris on Trayvon Brown. Brent Stover in New York, an update on Sensational Saturday. What's happening, man?
You got it. In the Big Ten, McGarrett Kings Jr. on a strike from Connor Cook. Michigan State takes their first lead of the game. They lead Nebraska 17-13 at the break.
Wow, the hard luck Huskers have lost so many close games, Brent. And now Michigan State tested tonight. 3rd down. Here's the pressure. Down goes Summers. Nigel Harris on top of the pile. And the boos cascade down from Dowdy Ficklen Stadium here in Greenville. Brunson and company. Hamilton was there, and Harris had no chance. Punt time again for East Carolina.
That was Kevin Bronson. 3 technique. He had a sack, or came close to one a couple weeks back. forced fumble against Florida State. He's been coming on 6'4", 271-pound freshman. Keep an eye on Bronson the rest of the season. He's getting more playing time as the year's going on.
5 punts already for Worth Gregory. This is a beauty. Wow. Monster kick. Checks up. Just in time. Down at the 1.
Kick of the year, Dave.
A tremendous punt.
You gotta get excited about it.
I am
you
excited.
Like special teams. Let's go.
Darius Wright sprints downfield. It's a 73-yard punt for Worth Gregory. His long had been 71, but look at Wright. Before the ball breaks the plane for a touchback, he's there. Worth Gregory loves it. USF backed up when we return. Later on this week's Heisman Watch at the half, the guys in New York will get you up to date on the leading Heisman contenders and weigh in on who they think will take home the sport's most coveted trophy. Corey's Watch entering games tonight. And the Buckeyes still get things going here with Cardell Jones as the quarterback for Elliott.
Well, if Elliott doesn't play well, it doesn't matter who's quarterback.
Right.
He has to run the football. Dotson pretty much eliminated himself today with a 6-catch performance. And what a TCU's eliminated. Oklahoma State, what a performance by them. Christian McCaffrey has been amazing all year, leading the nation in all-purpose yards per game.
Ran for 147 today. McCaffrey's been incredible. 3 catches.
And the Leonard Fournette, Derrick Henry battle tonight may lay some credence to one of their hopes as well.
Absolutely. All right, here's USF from its 1 after the great punt by Worth Gregory. From the end zone, Marlon Mack turns the corner, turns on the Jets, and gets outside the 20-yard line to the 25. 23 yards officially from Marlon Mack. Big pickup for USF.
It's that area of the field, the right side. Once again, that's the area where Newsom went 90 yards on the defense a week ago. They've got to get it more shored up. A lot of times your corners have to come up and replace the tackle.
On first down. We're outside the 30-yard line. Marlon Mack gets a carry again. Mack up to about 72 yards on the night.
Well, Lauren let us know that Dimitri McGill was taken out of the game or talked to on the sidelines pretty sternly a little bit earlier, having some problems with Gudmanson, South Florida center.
Second down, so Flowers will throw with some heat from Ali. His ball's nearly intercepted. Incomplete. Dominic Glennon and Scarfone in the vicinity. Almost had the pick for East Carolina. Incomplete. Third down coming up.
They haven't forced turnovers at a high enough rate. 2 drops on 1 play. And Lennon, he's like, I'm getting in the lineup, getting some PT, and I'm dropping the ball.
Third down try. Tice gets the edge and scampers out of bounds. A late flag comes in.
Sean Price.
Could be a late penalty coming on Sean Price of USF. It's a 5-yard gain if it stands. But this may come back here for the Bulls. Late flag.
They ask Price to make a lot of difficult space blocks, however. And this is what happens because it's easier for the referee to see.
The result of the play is a first down. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 33.
Oh, wow.
15-yard penalty.
No, who was 33?
That's incorrect.
Okay.
There is no 33 on offense for them regularly. That's not right at all.
Maybe there is. And it looks like it was.
Okay. We'll stand corrected there.
He was already taken out of the
Ty
game.
Turner. That may be his first snap of the season. We have not seen Ty Turner all year for USF, but in on that formation clearly and commits the penalty.
And it was a big penalty.
It was. Does go as a first down, but backs him up 15 from the point of that foul. Mental error for the Bulls. First down. Flowers will throw. Screen pass, it's low. Adams on one knee makes the catch, but it's a loss. Adams has not gotten loose yet for a big play.
Second down and 11.
Loss of 1 officially. Look at that.
That's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
If
No
you're an
first
ECU
downs.
fan, right?
I'm telling you.
You called it.
Blake Kemp, get ready. Offense just is not working with James Summers. He's a great high school quarterback in Greensboro, won a state title, 4 AA championship in this state. But he's recruited to be a wide receiver. Timeout call here.
Well,
South
right now,
Florida takes their second charge timeout of the half. Second timeout.
Break down the night so far for Quentin Flowers. 7 for 15, 81 yards, a touchdown pass to Price. He's run for 56 yards, so combined, pretty good evening so far.
it has been, and wanted to see if he was healthy. It seems like he's got a little bit more confidence. I don't think he's back to where he was against SMU, but he still poses enough of a threat that it forces you defensively to respect anything they're doing with the quarterback running game.
Well, Quentin had quite a look in his eye last night at the team walkthrough. He said, you know, I didn't play last year. Mike White, who's transferred to Western Kentucky, was the starter a year ago. I was on the bench watching, and we lost East Carolina at home in a game he thought they could have won. It was bitterly disappointing, part of a 4-win season for the 2014 Bulls. He wanted some revenge tonight, and he's backing up those words right now.
237 yards for USF to 19 for ECU. It's been a domination.
But it's only 9-0. Here's second down. Flowers. Pressure from Stanley. And down goes Quentin Flowers. Dimitri McGill and Terrell Stanley in the face of Quentin Flowers. It's a big sack.
Well, here he goes right here. And he's going to be working against, really splitting Joswiak and Amici. It looks like they had some miscommunication. They were passing off a line game. And also somebody who should get an assist on the sack was Terrell Stanley, who took up Joswiak's attention. Amici couldn't hold off McGill.
So despite the incredible disparities, Carolina has run 16 plays total. USF 42. It's still just a 2-score game. Third and forever here for the Bulls. Wait a minute. We've got a whistle and a flag.
Prior to the snap, delay of game, offense. 5-yard penalty, third down.
So some mental error is really hurting USF on this drive. Backs them up 5 more.
And plenty of time left in the half, 4 minutes and 28 seconds for ECU to get the ball back and to be able to put some points on the board. Look how far back USF has allowed this drive to get negative yardage.
Third and 24. Delay handoff. Johnson lost it. It's on the ground. And East Carolina says they've recovered. Fumble for Dearness Johnson. Officials agree. Giannis Bowden recovers the fumble for East Carolina, and they're in business.
What a play by number 99, Fred Presley. His second forced fumble of the season. He's working one-on-one against maybe their best offensive lineman, Brenjar Gudmundson, and he absolutely walks him back into the football. And that intensity, ECU knowing a bowl game for them too on the line, must-win game. You talked about it in the open, Dave. Big-time play.
First career fumble recovery for Giannis Bowden, redshirt freshman from Kernersville, North Carolina. And we may have a review here. Everything looked pretty clear to us in the booth, but we're going to have a replay review initiated by the replay official up here in the press box with us, Peter Voss. And the question is, was Johnson's knee down before the fumble occurred? And I think you're absolutely right about that. Fred Presley, the forced fumble right there. Well, raked it out. Wasn't clear. Call a fumble on the field. I don't think there'd be enough video evidence to overturn that.
I agree. Because the ball was already coming loose before his knee hit the ground.
Yep, no question. Great look there from our crew. That'll be the video evidence the official needs here. Determine that one.
And one thing I want to say here, too, going into, because I think they're going to get the ball. And I'm surprised it's taking this long, quite honestly. But, boy, they're swarming to that football. You got to be happy if your defensive coordinator, Rick Smith, they were 11th nationally a year ago against the run. And Dave, a lot of times you like to look at the notebook. You can see our crew with the split screen, and the notebook is out.
Wait a minute. Here comes the call.
After review, rolling on the field stands. The fumble, first down for East Carolina.
Well, what I was going to say before we got the confirmation, and there's the watches that Lauren referred to earlier.
Got a couple.
Those bracelets, too, also.
Said it helps with the pain from his playing days here at ECU. Defensive back. All right, Summers the offense with a grand total of 19 yards to their credit so far. On the field, short field, first and goal. Summers, touchdown! East Carolina finally does it.
We got a ball game.
From 7 yards out, the Johnson fumble leads to James Summers scoring to make it 9-6.
And Trey Robertson, who came into the game this weekend as the new starter, their normal starter is out of the game, and JT Boyd. They got CJ Struck playing center. And Trey Robertson over at the left guard position for Quincy McKinney. What a block to open that up.
Davis Plowman has the PAT for ECU. And how about that? With all the struggles, their first play past midfield in the game is first and goal thanks to the Johnson fumble. All started by the great play defensively by Fred Presley. Giannis Bowden the recovery, and Summers cashes in on the next play. And finally, some points for the Pirates.
And I like the leg drive. I mentioned when we started this broadcast, he's only 6'3", 210 pounds. Watch him run through Hoggins' tackle. Augie Sanchez, you don't want to see me on the goal line. Summers would not be denied. It's an emotional fire starter for this team. You see some smoke out here in the stadium now. They're blowing off the cannon, but what they're going to have to do here is play good kickoff coverage. And what I mean is Rodney Adams is back. And he's leading one of the leaders in the American Conference, the leader in kickoff return yardage.
Ernest Johnson and Adams, the two deep men to receive here for Willie Taggart's Bulls, suddenly in a ball game after being in complete control throughout the entire first half.
Well, they don't have Adams back, D. They've got Tyree McCants. So now I've got my eyes on a couple of guys. Cam White, number 55 for ECU. He runs down man on kickoff.
And a lot of special teams tackles. Ernest Johnson from the 6. Has some room. Right. Sends him out of bounds on special teams. The Verizon Halftime Report is coming your way next. So many big games with the playoff poll out for the first time this week. Going to be a lot of fun to have the guys in New York update us on what's happening with Brent, Christian, and Coach Nutt from our CBS Sports Network studio in New York.
And Coach Nutt and those guys, they're always on top of it.
Huge games today and tonight. Official timeout. Notre Dame won today. TCU lost, as we talked about, to Oklahoma State. Clemson hung on, beat Florida State by 10. Clemson, number 1 in the poll, still undefeated. Here's first down. Here's Marlon Mack. Looks for the edge, breaks a tackle. Marlon Mack on the loose. Overton finally escorts him out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Marlon Mack so elusive. Gain of 8 there for Mack. He's up to 80 first half rushing yards for the Bulls. They've got just 1 timeout. Each coach used 2 in this first half. On second down, Mack navigates. Alley helps make a play defensively. Mack should have enough, though, for the first down. It's gain of 2. First spot looked pretty good. Chains move, first down, USF. A lot of time for the Bulls here. And they like to go fast anyway.
Not really in that timeout area. Long way from that. interested to see if they throw the ball here in the next couple of plays.
Here's first down. Right back to the Ernest Johnson. Scampers ahead. Gets to about the 48. That's Tice on the carry. Jordan Williams to stop defensively there for East Carolina.
And they just haven't had an answer for this USF running game all night. They've consistently been getting pushed off the ball.
After the gain of 6, Tice carries again. Looks for the corner, gets by Simmons, first down, and then some for USF, and he gets out of bounds as well with 2:47 to go in the half and 1 Bull timeout remaining. These guys are dynamic. The backfield, they're really tough, and you put Flowers in the mix, it's really the 4th running back.
He really is, and they came into the game averaging 214 yards per game on the ground. ECU giving up about 177. More than that already almost.
On first down, Marlon Mack navigates, finds the hole again. Trayvon Simmons, after Williams couldn't make the play, makes the stick defensively for East Carolina. See why Marlon Mack, he's recovered from a pulled hamstring that limited him the last couple of weeks. Missed 1 game entirely for USF, but he's healthy now and looking good. Big first half. Off the gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Mack the carry again. Off left tackle, slides ahead to about the 35. Shy of the first down, needs a 33 for the first for USF.
And this is 4-down territory with Nadelman struggling as a field goal kicker for USF.
Has he ever. Pass on 3rd down. First down and then some. Rodney Adams makes the grab and scampers downfield for another Bull first down. Haven't seen a lot of Adams tonight. Huge game last week at Navy, started by that kickoff return for a touchdown.
Well, they've got the blockers out in front. Bronson and Price lead the way. And that wide bunch set with trips, formations, allows you to get the 2 blockers.
Timeout for East Carolina here.
Timeout.
Marlon Mack, big first half, Corey. 13 carries, 89 yards, averaging almost 7 yards per tote.
Well, this right here was a physical run, making a statement to Benton. Here you see the speed, able to get to the outside, breaking down the angle of Benton again. Now inside, breaks another tackle by Benton, and you get the tackle late by Williams. He's run decisively, his vision has been outstanding, and the number 1 thing he's done is he's gotten the hidden yardage after contact. That's what Marlon Mack, a healthy Marlon Mack, brings to the table.
USF took that timeout. 1 play stoppage left for Marlon Mack and company here. A lot of time. And their run game, as we saw the numbers, churning out production. Here's first down. It's Tice. Zeke Bigger catches up with him. Tice leaned forward, got to the 20. Good play defensively by Zeke Bigger.
And I'll take a shot again. Here's that formation we got the screen out of earlier.
On second down, Flowers will keep. Quentin Flowers dives ahead. Progress to about the 18-yard line. Gain of 2 there for Flowers. Clock rolls. Bulls don't elect to call the timeout.
Well, the Pirates had to think about a timeout here at some point. And this down, after this down, maybe that's when them having already used it would have been a good time.
Big play here. Clock ticking. And now Quentin Flowers does call the timeout with 7 on the play clock and 51 on the game clock. And Willie Taggart is furious.
Timeout of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
Rare to see all 6 timeouts used in the first half of any game. We've seen that here tonight. And now strategy time for Coach Taggart and the offense. What are they thinking about?
Well, I think they're going to have to take a shot at some point to the end zone, but not on this down. I think you try to work the middle of the field. Maybe Price is an option. And if not, then maybe Adams on a fade route, because these guys have had some problems with pass interference. Why not take a shot at Hawkins, who's already drawn 1 penalty earlier in the game?
Nadelman missed a 23-yard kick that would have made it 12-0. The missed field goal, the long punt by Worth Gregory created some momentum, and East Carolina cashed in off the Johnson fumble. Off the timeout, 3rd down. Chris Barr in motion, play fake, screen set up, behind Tyson, complete. So now what will Coach Taggart do? The field goal issue is a headline. Nadelman had the big miss. He's 6 of 12 on the year. Michael Hill and Nadelman competed throughout the week. Hill's the kickoff man for USF.
They stick with Nadelman.
Here comes Nadelman.
In the middle of the field and not on the hash mark. So maybe he can nail this one.
Chance at redemption from 36. And that's how you do it. That's a great recovery for Emilio Nadelman, right down the middle for the sophomore from Miami Central High School. And Coach Taggart sees 3 more on the board for his Bulls. That's got to feel good for Emilio after shanking that 23-yarder. Kickers are like that, though, right? Just forget about it, move on, you know, like goalies in hockey and pitchers in baseball. Different breed. Good for him. That 23-yard miss had been his first in that range from 20 to 29 all year. He had been 3 for 3.
Got to be disappointing a little bit for USF to drive like down the field and only come away with 3 and keep it a 1-score game. And in the last 2 minutes of the half this season, no touchdowns, 4 field goals for the year. And that has to really pierce Coach Taggart in a game you've got to have on the road.
Nice recovery, young man. Way to go. Michael Hill kicks off here. 41 seconds left and no timeout for either side. Brown and Johnson deep to receive for East Carolina. Quay Johnson from the 15. Navigates and is put down hard, shy of the 25-yard line. Jay Legree on special teams make the play. 9-yard return for Quay Johnson. So James Summers off the rushing touchdown. It was only 7 yards off the fumble by Ernest Johnson. Passing numbers non-existent. But as Coach McNeil told us yesterday, he's going to stick with James Summers tonight. Better chance to win. And that's the most important thing, in his opinion.
Well, it's starting to rain a little bit again, harder.
First down. Chris Hairston. Run play, short gain. It looks like East Carolina is going to try to push it downfield too much here with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
With the way they've been dominated, they just have to be happy to get out of the half within 5 points. I mean, this was a thorough domination in the first half by USF.
The bench already started running down the field before the last play was getting close to being snapped there, realizing it was halftime. The Pirates are glad, as Corey said, only to be down 12-7. And I'm interested to see what Willie Taggart's got to say about his kicker and not cashing in too much. Lauren Gardner, how about it?
Well, Coach, you decided to stick with Emilio Nadelman. You sent him back out there. What factored into that decision?
Well, he did a great job all week. You know, we had those guys competing all week, and he did a great job. He won the competition and came out and luckily made a field goal there.
You guys are dominating ECU in total offensive yards, yet this is just a 5-point game. How do you focus on sustaining drives?
Well, we just got to play smart football. We're just sloppy right now. We're not lining up fast enough. We're not blocking the guys we're supposed to. We're moving the ball, but we're playing really sloppy on offense. We just need to sharpen some things up.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Lauren.
All right, Coach Taggart, thanks so much. End of the first half. And USF has a lead on East Carolina. Key American Conference game, 12-7. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. Coming up next, the Verizon Halftime Report with Brett and the gang in New York. Sensational Saturday. They'll keep you updated.
You are watching the Verizon Halftime Report on CBS Sports Network.
Welcome in. A phenomenal Saturday of football so far, and still much more to come. Brent Stover and Houston Nutt, Christian Fourier as well. USF leading East Carolina 12-7 at the break. What stands out for you?
Well, the fact that South Carolina is completely dominating ECU, but ECU is still in this game. James Summers, the quarterback for ECU, is 1 for 6, okay, for 6 yards. They have 29 yards of total offense. The one turnover led to a touchdown for ECU. But other than that, they're completely controlling everything. They just need to continue that in the second half.
Tough passing, tough kicking, tough everything in a rainstorm down there, but it is a lead for USF at the break. Welcome back to the Verizon Halftime Report. South Florida, Marlon Mack has 89 yards on the ground. Hasn't been a ton in the air, but here Quentin Flowers hooks up with Sean Price, 16 yards. The Bulls lead the Pirates at the break, 12-7. Enjoy the second half from East Carolina.
This has been the Verizon Halftime Report. Watch live, local, and primetime games on NFL Mobile. Included only on Verizon.
For USF, got to go back to the 2010 Car Care Bowl in Charlotte. Beat Clemson. Last bowl games under Skip Holtz, last bowl win for the Bulls. Trying to get closer. A 5th win tonight gets them 1 win closer to bowl eligibility. Dave Ryan, Corey Chavis. We'll hear from Lauren Gardner on the field in a moment. First half numbers abysmal for ECU. 277-29. They're outgained in offensive yards, but it's only a 12-7 game. Anybody's game in the second half, right?
It's anybody's game, but you mentioned it. The yardage not indicative of how dominant this Bulls team has been. ECU really didn't show up in the first half. They got some breaks, but you can kind of see some of this in these plays that we're about to spotlight. What they've done, USF, is they put their players, right here, Giannis Bolden, he's in a tough predicament. Can he run with the wheel route by Price? Does he come up on Mack? He just jumps. He tries to get his hands on the ball, but he doesn't run with Price up the field. And then you see another play right here. This is Brenjar Gudmundson against a player in Dimitri McGill that's their best interior defensive lineman. Look how long he sustains this block. McGill just reaching for air. Mack, 15 yards.
Corey, let's take a look at our Lowe's game improvements. Finishing big plays down the field, you knew would be a big key, and the Bulls have done that so far.
Well, keep in mind, they left 2 big, deep passes incomplete that would have made the score a lot worse. And then East Carolina's protected the football, but they have fumbled, and they were lucky to recover a couple of those miscues.
Lowe's never stop improving. First half numbers, we told you 29 total yards. Not good for East Carolina, but Summers cashed in after the Dearness Johnson fumble. 7-yard touchdown, the only play they had past midfield the entire first half, and it's only a 5-point game.
Well, we had our production meeting. You mentioned that these teams were going in opposite directions, and in the first half, you were exactly right, because ECU has not been able to find any continuity on the offensive end. Defensively, they cannot stop the run. And now they've got to try to stop a pretty good kickoff return unit.
You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. And we are set on a rainy night in Greenville, North Carolina for the second half. It is pouring here again. Caleb Pratt kicks off. Dearness Johnson, feature return man for USF. Grabs it at the 9 and runs into trouble outside the 25-yard line. Bowden drills him on special teams. Good tackle. Back down to Lauren Gardner.
Well, Dave, I'm beginning to feel like a drowned rat out here. Ruffin McNeil told me at the half that they're really going to have to focus on ball security due to the elements and that they can't hesitate. He told us that before tonight's game. He told his team to go out there, play loose. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. I did ask him about his quarterback situation. He does plan on sticking with James Summers. However, don't be surprised if Blake Kemp does come in later in the game. Defensively, he said, we have to stop Marlon Mack, and by doing that, we have to contain the edges.
All right, here comes USF offense, Lauren. Beginning the second half, and Mack does have a carry. He surpasses 90 rushing yards for the game. Our Sonic QB profile tonight. Numbers for Flowers so far. 94 yards through the air, pretty pedestrian, but again, the rushing attack is his strong point. 51 yards already on the ground. Here's second down. Marlon Mack dances, looks for an opening. Not much. Third down coming up here for the Bulls. Fred Presley first to get him defensively. And now the Pirates, maybe a little momentum after the Summers touchdown run, only being down 5 at the break. Can stand tall here defensively, we'll find out. Quarterback draw, Flowers not going to get there. To the 35, needed the 38 for a Bull first down. Gain of 2. Initial drive stalls for the Bulls punt time.
Well, one of the players that gets off of a block is Terrell Stanley. And anytime you're inside and you're able to react to the quarterback draw, it means that your lane discipline was correct. He did an excellent job of being where he was supposed to be and forcing that play.
Giovanni punts, side of his foot. Another wet ball, never easy. Get that kickoff, and it's only to about the 41-yard line. Not a good punt for Matias Giovanni. 24 yards is all that yields for the Bulls. The weather, as Lauren talked about, is a factor. She should know. It's just pouring here right now. Sonic QB profile, James Summers, not effective through the air. Clearly, only 6 passing yards in the first half. But as Lauren talked about, speaking with Coach McNeil, going to stick with James Summers. That was the message really all week. Blake Kemp was the backup.
Well, he's got one player that he needs to try to find, and this guy right there, Isaiah Jones. He's in the slot.
Hasn't been targeted yet in this game. First down run. Chris Hairston had a career best 154 yards and 4 touchdowns. That was against Towson, though, in the opener of the FCS. Gain of 4 this time for Hairston. 2 career 100-yard rushing games.
And 7 touchdowns. So if they can get in the red area, he's a finisher.
Second down. Option look. Summers stopped by Lee. Slides ahead. About 2 yards shy of the first down, so another third down coming up here for East Carolina. They struggled mightily in the first half.
But this is a manageable third down, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them run some version of the quarterback inside power where they actually pull a guard and he runs behind him, Summers.
Jones the motion man. And Summers is throwing this time. Catch made, Williams. Gets to the 45-yard line. Finally, Bryce Williams hangs onto a ball. A star tight end of East Carolina has been quiet tonight, gain of 6.
And he's a good athlete. Able to sit down in the zone. Sanchez can't match him. And that's the first down. Wow.
Amazing. Out of the pistol here as the rain continues to fall. Carry for Marquez Grayson. Escorted out of bounds on the play by Augie Sanchez. USF middle linebacker. Grayson gets his first touch of the night.
Well, the path that he takes this way, not the correct path. And anytime you're having a run go outside, the more you get strung out laterally, you got to get back towards the line of scrimmage. Not a good job that time by Grayson.
Loss of 4. So it's second down. Screen set up. Williams, a tight end on the reception. Stood up by Nigel Harris. And Williams leans forward. Gets to about the 43-yard line. The third down coming up. It is a gain of 7. There for East Carolina. Williams targeted and makes some grabs. That's got to bring his confidence up, and that of James Summers as well. Williams had 9 catches in that near-miss loss in Gainesville against Florida this year, career best. So it's third down. Blitz coming. Pressure and the throw is complete. Grayson makes the catch. Davon Grayson, his first catch of the night, but it is shy of the marker by quite a bit. No gain there for Davon Grayson, junior from Suffolk, Virginia. He's got 6 career touchdown catches as an East Carolina Pirate.
And it's up to Gregory here to try to place the ball again. inside the 10-yard line. He's done that a couple of times here tonight with some just outstanding punts. This will be a crucial one right here.
Worth Gregory has been busy tonight. And that great punt in the first half, it led to poor field position for USF. Not as much this time, though. It's out of bounds. At about the 17 in a driving rain. USF takes over up by 5.
College football on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. By Nissan. Innovation that excites. And by Verizon. Watch live, local, and primetime games on NFL Mobile, included only on Verizon.
It's Military Appreciation Night here at East Carolina. Coaches and their staffs wearing special camo hats in recognition of those women and men serving in our armed forces. And one coach that is especially thankful, guys, is defensive coordinator Rick Smith, whose father and all 11 uncles served and fought in World War II. And Dave, I thought Coach Smith gave us a very emotional account of his father and his experience driving landing crafts at Normandy. He had us all in tears in that coaches meeting. And guys, it really puts things into perspective of the freedoms that we have here.
Isn't it amazing, Lauren? D-Day invasion of France. Turned World War II to the Allies' direction. And such a close connection for Coach Smith. First down. Marlon Mack sent backwards. Dimitri McGill got there quickly on the play defensively along with Fred Presley, loss of 2.
Well, here he goes, and he's going inside and working and gets Gudmundson. And you also get Presley coming from the outside in. They kind of gang up on the tackle. Really, it's the contact from Presley that gets him on the ground. Excellent play by their defensive line.
Off the loss of 2. Flowers, not much. Alley makes the play defensively for East Carolina, and USF's going backwards here. 3rd and long, and the Pirate defense inspired, trying to create their own momentum. And the offense has had such incredible struggles tonight.
They had to do something to put a stop to this running game. It's been down after down coming at them most of the night, and this is a good stand so far.
3rd and 12. Delay handoff. Not enough. Ernest Johnson stopped by Bigger. Didn't fool the East Carolina defense. Punt time again here for USF.
It's a one-on-one tackle by Bigger. He's been coming on as of late. It's tough to duplicate a 2014 season when you have 2 interceptions, a touchdown, 140 tackles, but he's done his best to begin to come back to form for this defense, and they need him down the stretch if they were going to go to a bowl game.
Chabadi punts to Quay Johnson. And a great punt again for Matthias Chabadi, but it does take a good USF roll. Out of bounds outside the 40. So East Carolina back on the field offensively. 42-yard punt. Can James Summers finally get it going? We'll find out. Let's take a look at tonight's Vistaprint player profile. Good to meet Isaiah there. East Carolina junior wide receiver. He's had a tremendous 2-year run here with 70 catches this year to lead East Carolina. No catches tonight yet, but his dad Robert, an All-American linebacker. And 91 here at ECU, first-round pick of the Cowboys. Also played with the Rams, Dolphins, and Redskins. Won 3 Super Bowls with Dallas. Had 755 career tackles in the NFL. Robert remains the only consensus All-American in East Carolina history. Isaiah told us a great story at the media day in Rhode Island in August about how his dad helped get the scholarship offer from Ruffin McNeil when Isaiah had been overlooked by many Division I programs coming out of a powerful high school program at Lake Travis outside Austin, Texas. Here's first down. Summers, quarterback draw. Sanchez trying to catch up with him. Finally, Godwin comes up and makes the stick along with Dietrich Nickel defensively for USF. Nice pickup, 8 yards.
Running behind J.T. Boyd on the right side at right guard. He got a good block against James Hamilton, and that's what opened it up. And he, along with C.J. Struck, have done a good job in coordination here early in the second half.
Here's second down. Chris Hairston runs right. Lee almost made the play in the backfield, and Harrison still thrown down hard. Deidrin Sanat involved in the tackle defensively for USF. Loss of 1. Another big third down coming up right at about midfield here for East Carolina. 3rd and 3. Offense stagnant all night, but still a 1-score game. Summers will throw. And the catch brought in. Davon Grayson makes the grab. His second catch of the evening to the 46-yard line. It is a first down. East Carolina only its second first down of the night. Tackled by Ronnie Hoggins. Gain of 6. Rain has let up considerably here. Hairston on first down. Makes a couple tacklers miss, but the leading tackler for USF is Augie Sanchez, the middle linebacker and sophomore from the Tampa area, makes a nice play.
Yeah, but it's at the 5 yards. And when you're in this position and now they've got this many receivers down here into the short side of the field, this is where you might want to look for Isaiah Jones to show up.
Second down. Zone read. Summers the key. Summers a first down and then some. James Summers, big pickup, still on his feet. And finally thrown down by Hoggins. The pickup inside the 20-yard line of USF, and East Carolina's on the move here thanks to Summers.
He just does a good job of winning one-on-one against Zach Bullock. He's in a tough position. Do I close down on the inside zone fake, or do I stay out here for Summers? Summers beat him to the spot.
Gain of 23. Here's first down. Going to be Chris Hairston. Bounces off a couple tacklers. Nigel Harris wrestles him out of bounds. Second down coming up here for East Carolina. Tonight's Red Zone being brought to you by Verizon. Over the national average on touchdowns so far this season. ECU on the move here. Second down for Hairston. Drives off right tackle. Not much there at all. Deidrin Sanat again, bottom of the pile. Always involved defensively for USF.
They had a lot more success running straight ahead. Where they've gotten into problems is when they've tried to run the football laterally. Here on third down, Jones not in the game. This might be a Williams moment.
Anthony Scott set up to the left of Summers here, who throws on third down. End zone, Grayson with a flag down. It's incomplete. The pass interference coming, it looks like, on Ronnie Hoggins, the true freshman corner for USF. If so, it's an automatic first down.
Foul. Pass interference. Defense number 19. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
Well, you got 5'8" going against 6'2". You see him with the arm over on Hoggins, and that's gimme for him. Didn't have to play chess on that one. That was just checkers. And you find a matchup and take the 8-inch height advantage. And I go to it again over here with Brown.
On first down, Summers looking for a second rushing touchdown of the ball game. Pyle pushing forward. Did he break the plane? Just kept on moving without a whistle.
Looks like he might.
Touchdown, East Carolina. It's a 3-yard touchdown run for Summers. And how about the Pirates? Outplayed all night long, but they've got the lead, 13-12.
And one player that's done a pretty good job all night in a return starting role is Trey Roberts, the number 68. He's really been a player that they've used on the move. That time they pulled him. And his block, it wasn't a dominating block, but it opened the alley for Summers to get inside. And then it was his leg drive, something we talked about earlier. And they'll probably take another look at that one upstairs.
Does James Summers look like James Harden to you a little bit? Fear the beard? Got that look.
The previous play of a touchdown, the ball breaking the goal line plane is under further review.
This will be interesting because there's a call live on the field, a touchdown. Indisputable video evidence, of course, is required to overturn that call. And it's going to be hard, I would imagine, Corey, without having seen the replays yet, amidst the scrum and all the bodies to tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see.
When you start taking a look at replays like this, I think it comes down to.
Can't even see Summers in that shot.
No,
you see him?
I don't see. I see him right in there.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
I think he's in for sure. Yeah. Good call. But you couldn't see the ball. You see him. You see his helmet in the back of the jersey. A lot of bodies in there.
Let's see if we can see where the goal line is at, and from that angle, you got 6'8", 340 pounds covering you up, and Brandon Smith, number 62. You're not going to see much with him aiding you. It's tough to see the South Florida players as big as Brandon is.
Here comes the call.
After review, the rolling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Touchdown for Summers. He is the running quarterback, and twice on the ground he scored tonight. 8 rushing touchdowns this season for the JC transfer from Hines Community College. In 2 years at Hines, ran for 1,700 yards and passed for 2,800.
And this is the danger point of the game, D, because you got one team that knows how to win and has won a lot under Ruffin McNeil, 3 consecutive 8-win seasons. USF now trying to learn how to win against that same team.
Plowman's PAT sneaks inside the left upright. And it's 14-12 USF. Wow. Scoreboard, the most important number. ECU by a couple. 2 touchdown runs for quarterback James Summers of East Carolina. It's a 14-12 game. Pirates are leading the Bulls. Time for this week's LG Scene. What do you have, Lauren?
Well, guys, you know I'm always looking for something fun to do in the cities that we go to. And I found out about Free Boot Friday. It's in uptown Greenville. I had a lot of fun. I got into the pirate spirit, learned a few cheers from the ECU cheerleaders. That was pretty good. Those are pretty good moves. I don't know if you're impressed or not. I also met the unofficial mascot here at ECU. His name is Buccaneer. Get this, 125-pound golden retriever. Like, he's bigger than me. It's like a small pony.
Wow, that's impressive. Great job with LG Scene here last night in Greenville.
We call it Ride the Retriever.
He plays 59 yards, and Summers' second rushing TD of the night. James Summers accounting for a good percentage on that last scoring drive, the total yards. Impressive. And suddenly a lead for the first time tonight. On sensational Saturday, so many big games across college football today and tonight, including the American Conference. Lots of tests. Houston passed theirs barely by 3 at home against Cincinnati today in a great game. Pratt kicks off. Short kick, bobbled. And Legree hops on that one. So, Brent, we talked about some very big games in the American Conference. How about Navy-Memphis? Can the Mints pull it off tonight?
It's a developing story, Dave. Calvin Cass Jr. toss left, 8-yard touchdown run. Memphis, 3 turnovers in this game. They trail Navy in the 4th, 38-20.
It looks like Navy will have its first win over a ranked team since beating the Fighting Irish back in 2009. How about that, Brent? Keenan Reynolds does not have a rushing touchdown to set the all-time TD rush record. He's tied with Monty Ball, but he's thrown for a touchdown tonight. Chris Swain has 3 TD runs for Navy in that game. Marlon Mack, a run here to begin the drive for USF. And that's an enormous victory for Ken Niumatalolo and Navy if they can pull that off.
It is, and it lays credence more to the conference. It's not to take away anything from what Memphis has done. It just says that this conference has more depth than given credit for.
Here's second down. Zone read, Mack. Elusive. Pratt can't find him. Bigger eventually pushes him out of bounds.
And that was Terrell Stanley who had a shot at him, and he's He's done a good job making a comeback. Got a chance to talk to their strength coach, Jeff Connors, who's been around 28 years, strength coach at North Carolina, and he lauded the development of Stanley in the weight room after recovering from an auto accident that nearly ended his career.
And his life, it was near fatal. So great to see him back in the field. Third down. Big play for USF. Trying to get things going here. Pass over the middle. Price, who has a touchdown catch, makes the grab. Right in front of Sean Benton.
A lot of the control throws you see from Flowers come through vision. Watch how he comes back right there. He does a good job now of going to his second and third targets, and that's what's been impressive about Flowers.
First down for the Bulls. Play fake. Flowers with some pressure. Elusive. Ali can't find it. Quentin Flowers will run, and Williams shoves him out of bounds for East Carolina. Rain has stopped here. The field, natural grass surface. With all the rain we've had, and it really poured at halftime. Got to be slick and tough for footing. Here's second down. Mack navigates, already over 100 yards in the game. Zeke Bigger, first contacts. And Mack tries for a second effort, but can't get away from purple jerseys. Mack had 101 rushing yards in the game coming to that carry.
That was about Bigger, though. Bigger's come to play. He's played big tonight. And this is this wide bunch formation with the screen. Let's see if they go to it.
On third down, Marlon Mack runs into trouble. Down he goes. Dimitri McGill is the first to get to him. And one-handed rips him down for a big loss. Punt time for USF.
Well, he's getting the inside penetration, and McGill's doing a good job of beating Dominique 3 over there at the left guard position, the right guard position, getting inside of him with quickness. It's a good matchup, 320 versus 310. 310's winning.
Chabadi punts to Quay Johnson. Lets that go. Down at about the 14-yard line. And East Carolina up in this game. A 2-point lead back in the field after a 46-yard punt by Matthias Chabadi. College Hoops tips off Friday night. It's time on CBS Sports Network, featuring the #1 team in the nation. Top-ranked North Carolina takes on Temple of the American Conference at 7 Eastern, followed by Navy of the Patriot League, facing Florida and their brand new head coach Michael White at 9:30. Don't miss the Veterans Classic right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Our AP Top 10 preseason rankings. Corey, you ready for some basketball? What do you think of those Tar Heels?
Well, we'll see what happens. I'm not that excited about them, especially with Paige being out early in the year. No, you've already gotten that news.
We're jealous Lauren Gardner's got that assignment. It'll be a lot of fun for LG covering some hoops next week. Summers proving himself. Ruff McNeil, Dave Nickel, head coach and offensive coordinator, told us yesterday. Gonna stick with them. And that's James Summers. So it was a bad start. It's gotten a lot better. Here's first down. Summers of the zone read. And he sent backwards. And Lee and company help meet James Summers almost immediately.
And this is about morale. And this is about Eric Lee. And this is about leadership, because their defense has played good football as we get a break here in the action. Nothing to hang their heads about. They've got to think about a game-changing play.
Second and long. Bird shows pressure off the edge. Does not come with a blitz, though. Instead, nothing Summers can do, and down he goes. Nailed by Kevin Bronson. A redshirt freshman from Delray Beach for a loss of 5.
This is the guy I was talking about earlier. He's been coming on a lot. And when you watch him on tape, he's slippery. And at 270 pounds, that's not something you often hear. But they work him inside. They get mismatches against offensive guards who cannot handle that first step quickness, and he's coming.
Second sack of the year for Bronson. Third and very long. Summers over the middle of Bryce Williams, who makes the catch. Dietrich Nichols helicopters him forward on a nice tackle in space against the big tight end Bryce Williams. Punt time again here for East Carolina.
And Dietrich Nichols is what I call nasty. And when you play with nasty, that means that you're somebody that has an attitude in everything that you do. You play with the purpose to the game. And that's a big reason. As a cornerback, he came into the game with 8 tackles for losses. He brings his pass to the party.
Got a huge play against Calvin Cass of Navy last week. Big hit, forced fumble recovery. Worth Gregory punts again. Tajay Fullwood, deep man for USF, stays clear of that one. And it stops at about the 40-yard line. Tomorrow, the NFL and CBS deals a doubleheader. First, Derek Carr and the Raiders tough it out with Big Ben and the Steelers. Then Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck see who's got the goods. The Broncos and Colts clash. Check local listings beginning with your Super Bowl 50 team. JB, Tony, Bart, Coach, and Boomer on the NFL Today, presented by Southwest Airlines. Chris Johnson, Joseph Harris, and Justin Harney, who set the NCAA career reception record as a Pirate, graduating just last season before being NFL draft pick of the Falcons.
All productive this year.
They sure do. They certainly miss Justin Hardy now. First down throw to Price. Seam route. Stopped by Simmons. Sean Price had a big night. Got 4 catches.
And this is just a pop pass. They bring up bigger. He bites on the play action fake, and there's nobody in that hole in the zone. Excellent read by Flowers, taking advantage of the play action.
Here's first down. USF looks a little bit different on this drive. Flowers dives ahead. And a short gain there for Quentin Flowers.
Still getting activity from Fred Presley and Terrell Stanley. They played better here in the second half, along with Dimitri McGill.
End of the third. Can the Bulls rally here? 14-12 game. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. Getting set for the fourth here in Greenville tonight. East Carolina's made a bowl game 3 straight years, 8 of the last 9 seasons. It's been 5 years since USF has gone bowling. Big game tonight to get in bowl position. Here are tonight's Geico difference makers. Quentin Flowers so far. What do you think, Corey?
I've been most impressed with his pocket presence. Finding the second and third progressions in his targets and keeping drives alive. Summers, I like the way he's battled through adversity and shown perseverance here in the second half.
You're not feeling it, James Harden there with a beard? No?
You know, I see some similarities. Harden's beard is so much larger,
That's
though, right?
True. It's still a pretty good beard there for Summers. Same first Dave, you know. Fourth quarter away here. Second down. Play fake, and Flowers still has it. Zeke Bigger can't catch him. Quentin Flowers cuts upfield. A nice pickup. Tracked down eventually by Montes Overton. Back down to Lauren.
Well, Dave, you mentioned earlier that Quentin Flowers looks a little bit different on this drive. He was on fire on the sidelines trying to pump up his team, going over to his offensive line, telling him we have to stay in this. Offensive coordinator Danny Hope also telling his offensive line, guys, we have to sustain blocks and play fast.
It's such a big game, Lauren, tonight for USF. After the loss to Navy last week, Indianapolis, must-win time. Flowers trying to lead them to the lead again. Marlon Mack shy of the 30 on that run, so third down coming up. Mack's got 99 rushing yards now after losing a couple yards at the end of the quarter.
And they're going to go for it here on fourth down.
It is fourth down. Yep, fourth down.
And that was a good play by Justin Brown that caused this fourth down attempt.
Big call for Coach Taggart and the offense. Mack stumbles. Marlon Mack's second effort doesn't fall down on one knee. And he keeps on going for a first down stop by Overton. Huge play for USF.
For him, it's all about the vision. Watch how he finds it back that way. You know, you stay front side and follow your blockers, and you don't find the cutback lane after the slip. You don't pick up the first down. It's excellent instincts from a back who's One of the best this school's ever had.
Only a sophomore. What a player. Off that enormous conversion. First down run to about the 25-yard line for Darius Tice. Gain of 2.
One player that's been particularly quiet for the Pirates tonight has been Montease Overton. Hasn't done much. We've been waiting to see him explode, and we'll keep an eye on him. There he goes right there. Where is he going to be here when the team needs him most? He's been a very productive player statistically. He's got to make a play here at some point as a senior.
Adams in motion. Fake the sweep. Screen was set up for Adams. Flowers, couple of fakes, makes something out of nothing, and dives ahead close to the 20-yard line. Great athleticism again for Quentin Flowers. Keeping the Bulls moving in the right direction.
Well, we just talked about Overton, and you don't really see him here, but watch him coming to the screen right there. And he has an opportunity to make the play for a tackle for loss and does it.
Third down. And the outlet to Legree is well overthrown there by Quentin Flowers. So 4th down and 4 coming up here for USF. Let's see what Coach Taggart's got in mind. It's a one-score game.
He said he worked at it all week. It was a contest in practice between he and Michael Hill. He came back after the first shank, the 23-yarder, and made the second one. This is a little bit more challenging here. This is about a 39-yard attempt from the right hash. He struggled from the left hash. Let's see if he can manage the right hash this time.
Big kick. And the sophomore from Miami nails it. Emilio Nadelman, a big kick. 2 of 3 on the night, and the Bulls back on top by 1 point, 15-14. Apparently the confidence just fine after the early 23-yard miss. He's hit his last 2. None bigger than that one. Bulls back on top by 1. 15-14 against East Carolina. Let's take a look at the Chick-fil-A fan cam to see fans here in Greenville, North Carolina at Dowdy Ficklen Stadium. Great tailgate scene. The young Pirate fans enjoying the night. Nice little North Carolina two-step. And then the rain hit. It's been back and forth. Right now, not much rain. That's the good news for everybody, including Lauren Gardner.
Well, Dave, we saw Emilio Nadelman miss his first field goal of the night, but just make his second of the evening. Coach Taggart told us this week that he's been killing it in practice, but he seems to struggle in games. So he decided to create some high-pressure situations this week in practice. All week, he said he made it, but if he missed, the team would have to run. He said he didn't miss it all, so he's placing his faith in the sophomore.
And his teammates love that, right, Lauren? No question about that. Responding to the pressure spots that Coach Taggart put him in practice. Went head-to-head with this guy, Michael Hill, who generally is called upon to kick long field goals if USF needs it. But as Coach Taggart told us, to Lauren's point, Nadelman hit from 55 yards in practice.
Talked about just playing in the moment. It's one of the things that he talked with Nadelman about. And certainly he's done that here tonight after the first miss.
Johnson and Trayvon Brown. Deep to receive the kick from Hill. Quade Johnson from the 15. Waits for some blockers. Driven out of bounds outside the 30. Tayshawn Whitehurst on the tackle on special teams for USF. Official timeout here. There's a Pirate injured. Pat Green is hurt for ECU right in front of his bench. Take a look here, Corey.
Yeah, that didn't look good. And he was hit maybe even a little bit inadvertently by Nick Holman, the freshman linebacker from Madison, Alabama, South Florida. Like he was the one who contacted him a little bit later in that down. Actually, it wasn't Holman. It was number 21 for USF, Khaled McGee, who's the backup Husky to Jamie Bird. Good coverage by McGee, and it's one of those plays you just get caught up in the mesh.
Good to see Pat Green up, walking back toward his bench under his own power.
He talked a little bit in practice.
Is that right? You were here Thursday for practice. Saw that, right? Sophomore from Winston-Salem.
Well, him and some of his compadres were real competitive, and actually during this same drill, kickoff return.
77 total yards, only 17 for the rest of the Pirates so far. Another test here for Summers in the offense. Down by 1 to start the drive. Bishop makes the catch. That's the way to get things started. Brandon Bishop's first touch of the night, junior from Snow Hill, North Carolina, has his 9th catch of the season.
Well, they've got Bryce Williams, and now they put him in the backfield, and they've got Jones right here in the slot. See when they're going to get Jones involved. Haven't so far.
Passing here. Bishop on the slant. Brandon Bishop on the loose. Finally stopped by Ward after a huge gain for East Carolina. Pirates in business.
This is off of the inside fake. The linebacker, Augie Sanchez, sucked up. And there's a void between he and Tajay Fullwood in the back end. And we talked about throwing the football. Well, Summers says, I can throw too. I don't just run.
Gain of 39. Hairston will carry on first down. Second level. Augie Sanchez rips him down and throws him to the natural grass surface for USF. Good pickup, though, for East Carolina, the first down run. And the Pirates are rolling here, gain of 7.
And again, their success coming north-south and not laterally side to side. When they've run it north-south, they've been successful tonight.
On second down, zone read, look out. Jamie Bird comes up, makes a huge play from the Husky back on Summers. Wow. He's the Angry Bird. We talked to him last night. He couldn't wait to take on James Summers at East Carolina. Maybe 180 pounds. That might be stretching. Packs a punch. On third down, delay handoff give. It's Hairston and nothing doing for Chris Hairston. Deidrin Sanat, Hamilton, Berry, Chris Hairston. It's a loss, almost back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, it's tough to block Hamilton and Sanat one-on-one, and Harris and Struck, they don't get it done. They get off of those blocks inside, and now you're set up for plowing, and this is a long field goal. 41 yards in these conditions, and that's been his long so far this year, right on the brink of that.
That came against Tulsa. Coach McDale told us yesterday the range at about 42, so this is stretching it for Plowman. Big kick on the way. He's got it. Equals his season long. Davis Plowman, 6th main field goal of the year. And East Carolina's back on top by 2 points. USF tested again when we come back because Davis Plowman comes through. And the Pirates have the lead again. College football action continues next Saturday on CBS Sports Network. A quadruple header of games coming your way, highlighted by the Mustangs of SMU traveling to Annapolis to take on Keenan Reynolds and Navy. And yes, Navy did beat Memphis tonight. For the first time this year, Memphis has lost. A 15-game win streak dating back to last season is over for the Tigers and Justin Fuente. Temple did win against SMU in a wild game last night. Houston hung on barely against Cincinnati today. Navy at 5-0 atop the West with Houston. And I think we knew going in that'd be a very tough victory at home for Memphis against a tough Navy team.
Well, they've got a senior quarterback who's tired of hearing the talk about Greg Ward Jr. and Paxton Lynch. And his name is Keenan Reynolds. Now, he didn't even score today, I don't think. But Chris Swain, Train Swain, whatever you want to call him, 3 more scores. And, boy, 259 pounds and running like that, tough to stop.
What will happen with Houston and the college football playoff poll next week? Only 25th this week, an undefeated team. That'll be interesting. Adams, nice return. Scampers out of bounds outside the 30-yard line for USF, giving them pretty good field position. Back to Brett in New York. Alabama, LSU, what's happening, man?
How about this, guys? Leonard Fournette, 12 carries, only 8 yards, while Derrick Henry is nearing 100. That's his second touchdown. Bama leads LSU 20-10.
I'm glad that came up. And Brent, with the great update, what do you do now with Leonard Fournette if he doesn't get 100 yards? Is he still your Heisman front runner, Dave?
I'm going to look at the stats when it's all over. I would say probably not. Got to look at everybody now. Lots of change this weekend. Here's first down. Quentin Flowers needs a Heisman-like effort here for the Bulls to come back. Can't get around Monteith Overton's reach.
We've been waiting on him. There he goes.
It's a loss of 2 for USF.
And you're talking about a player with 4.4 speed and talking to their strength coach, Jeff Connors. Watch him close right here. They timed him all the way as low as 4.37 this winter in conditioning. He's got nothing but faster since he's been in school.
Impressive athlete. Play fake, Flowers is throwing. Chris Barr makes the catch. Able to climb the ladder and grab it, and now it's called incomplete. Deshaun Benton shoved and finished nicely there defensively for East Carolina. And Barr couldn't bring it in. Third down coming up.
Well, they do a lot of switching off and zone coverage. Look at the close downhill by Benton. 191 pounds gives you some cornerback-like flexibility. When you can break forward like that, you set up these 3rd and 13s. You've got to create a turnover if you're ECU. Haven't done enough of it this year.
That's a big play there for Benton. Third down. Pressure coming off the edge. Flowers steps up. Zeke Bigger trying to catch him. Flowers thinking about lunging.
Wow.
For that marker, the effort's not going to be good enough. He's marked out of bounds a couple yards shy. It's a 10-yard run for Flowers.
And Bigger can't get to him. Flowers showing he's healthy again, beating him to the corner. What an effort by Flowers, regardless of the results. That type of effort will get you into a bowl game. But good defense in the back end by the Pirates thwart the drives.
Chabadi back in a punt here for USF. Quay Johnson deep to receive again for the Pirates. Good USF roll. Jamie Burr on special teams will touch that. And East Carolina gets it back from about the 12-yard line. 47-yard punt by Chabadi. 2-point game. Now let's take a look at our up for whatever moment of the game, brought to you by Bud Light. James Summers. Not 1 but 2 touchdown runs in the game for ECU. And with his legs, get the job done. We knew going in that he was the running quarterback. Blake Kemp the passing QB. And thanks to the rugby scrum push-like play here, for ECU got a second touchdown. And see the first half totals where they just struggled mightily on offense. The second, a different story and a lead for the Pirates.
Well, give them credit for sticking with them, because a lot of coaches would have said, I've had enough of this. We came into it and we wanted to play him, but they stuck with him. It's paid off for them. I still would like to see them get more involvement from Isaiah Jones. He's got a play out there to get.
Summers. Quarterback draw, runs right into Augie Sanchez. And Mike Love helped make the play defensively for USF.
And whenever they've motioned to an empty look with nobody in the backfield, it's been quarterback draw with him thus far during the season. That's been a big tendency on tape. Sanchez, he watched the tape.
Team's leading tackler. Just a sophomore. Second and 11. Play fake. Pressure. And Summers is chucked out of bounds by Augie Sanchez again. Augie had a career best 14 tackles in Annapolis in that loss to Navy last week. There's a gain of 4 and another big third down coming up here for East Carolina.
And they're trying to get Jones involved from the other side. Look at the way he was able to make Nigel Harris miss in the open field. I call that just twitchiness. That's the quickness you can't coach. Smart play.
Summers adjusts. Third down. Some pressure coming. Sideline. Williams makes a great catch. Bryce Williams on the loose. Finally tackled by Nichols. Not before a huge play for East Carolina. Opening things up. Summers to Williams, gain of 56.
Just give him a shot. You're talking about 6'6". He's going against 5'10", Dietrich Nichols. You get a poor break off the hash by the safety. That was Devin Abraham. And he dunks on both, playing basketball on grass.
Quarterback keep. Sanchez tracks him down, makes a great play defensively for USF again.
Well, Sanchez on a beeline. You got to get excited when you see somebody close from the inside out like Sanchez. He's seeing it right now. He's feeling it in a rhythm. Playing well.
USF needs to stop or at least to hold East Carolina to a field goal here on this drive.
Give Jones a shot while Summers is hot.
Summers, some pressure. And down he goes. Hamilton, bottom of the pile, along with Nigel Harris, loss of 8.
Well, these are the guys inside that are coming, and it's not late. You'll see he's going to come on in the screen late, and he, along with Hamilton, they've done a good job with their inside pressure later in this game. These guys aren't known for their pass rushing ability, more run stoppers. The linebackers caused it, and they cleaned it up.
Big play defensively for USF.
Huge.
Now 3rd and 19. Well out of field goal range. Summers throws again in the seam. That's broken up, incomplete. Finally targeting Isaiah Jones. Does not have a catch tonight. It's a big breakup by the Bull defense, forcing the punt.
They're trying to attack the middle of the field, and you'll see his eyes directly go to where he's trying to find. That was an excellent shot. Right director Jeff Mitchell down the truck with his great cameraman all around the stadium, but you saw his eyes go directly to Jones. He didn't try to look off that safety. That could have been an interception if you had a tip pass.
Nice play by Devin Abraham. Worth Gregory at a punt. Angles for the sideline, not a great kick. Want to mention that our utility on the sideline, you may have seen that play earlier where Summers was scrambling, ran right over our guy Zach Howard. We hope Zach is all right on the sideline. Might have seen it in the replay. Got hit pretty hard. Hang in there, Zach. Hope you're okay. Time out in the field here in Greenville, North Carolina.
College football on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens. And by Vistaprint. When building a future, everything you create matters. Vistaprint.com.
Great atmosphere tonight. Close game, American Conference. East Carolina has a 2-point lead on USF. Bryce had a touchdown catch early in the game tonight. He was really happy. Not so many smiles right now on the USF sideline. So Zach Howard was run over by Summers earlier. Here it is one more time. Zach's our utility, helping out our camera operator on the field, and whoa, gets hit pretty hard. We know that he was able to get off under his own power. Didn't need too much medical help.
We got to get some ice for Zach. What's going on?
Zach, how you feeling? Lauren, how's he doing down there? He looks all right.
Well, guys, I was standing right there. It was a big hit. The ECU athletic trainers actually came over and attended to his right knee. He wasn't able to get up right away. They said he just has a stinger. He's going to sit out a few plays, but he will be returning to action.
That's the best news yet. Thanks,
yes,
Lauren.
We start giving him props, and he decides to go to the sidelines. Come on, Zach.
Got some face time out of it. Worked pretty well for him.
You set that up, too. You talked there before the game?
No.
We're not faking any injuries up here in the booth now.
Absolutely not.
Come on now.
No way.
I saw you over there with that ankle earlier, too. Take the tape off, Dave. No spatting in the booth.
Big point of the game here for USF. Desperate for a win. They're 5th of the year to get closer to ball eligibility. Flowers in the offense back on the field. Marlon Mack the carry to about the 16-yard line on first down. Mack over 100 yards, up to 106 for the game tonight. Averaging about 5 per carry so far.
And ever since Lauren talked about Dimitri McGill getting some heat on the sidelines, he's been a man possessed. He's come back in the game, and every time he's been in the game, he's been active.
Mack's 5th 100-yard effort of the season. Second down, pressure coming. Flowers, flush right, throws in the move. Sideline route, it is caught. Adams makes a great catch, tiptoeing the paint. Outside the 30-yard line, chains move, first down to USF.
We've been kind of waiting on Adams all night as well. We mentioned him in the open, and boy, that's the type of body control that you want to see from your star receiver.
It's his 3rd catch of the game. First down for the Bulls. Flowers on the deep ball. Adams by himself. Rodney Adams streaking down the field is going to go in for a USF touchdown. Defensive breakdown for East Carolina. And the quick strike 67-yard TD connection from Flowers to Rodney Adams puts the Bulls back in front, 21-17. His team best 6th TD catch of the season. The tide turns just like that. And Dowdy Ficklen Stadium has gone completely silent. Nadelman. 5-point game.
When you get these formations and you run the screen a lot tonight, take a look right here. Sean Amos, watch what he does. They're gonna fake the screen again and watch how he reacts forward. And that's what's going to allow Adams to go right by him up the sideline. And the reaction comes because you've seen the play all night. They're setting up that play, D-Ryan. And you have to be disciplined when you're in the deep part of the field as a cornerback. You cannot come up and try to play something and make a spectacular play when you have somebody else there. A lack of discipline cost the Pirates.
Such a special moment, certainly for Ronnie Adams, team leader receptions and touchdowns. This week was the 2-year anniversary of his mom Michelle's tragic passing of a car accident. Coach Taggart told us what a tough week it was for Rodney Adams. So many teammates trying to lift his spirits throughout the week. Rodney started his career at Toledo and transferred back to USF after his mom was killed to be closer to friends and family. He's from St. Petersburg in the Tampa area.
Every week, Adams makes another play for this team. He's become accountable week in and week out.
Quay Johnson on the short kick from the 20. Runs into trouble. Michigan State, Nebraska. Brent Stover does another unbeaten fall. What happened?
Indeed, in Nebraska, 2 touchdowns in the final 2 minutes, including this one by Brandon Riley, who stepped out of bounds but reestablished himself to get the touchdown. The Huskers win 39-38.
Unbelievable. 8-0 Brett all-time against Sparty. And another unbeaten team falls. What will the college football playoff poll look like this coming Tuesday night with some major shakeups? Finally, Nebraska wins a close game. Been a season of heartbreakers for them. Bishop on the screen pass. Nigel Harris finds him and helps make the play defensively. Along with Bullock, who finishes him off. Zach Bullock, defensive end for USF.
You got to get Jones involved. I mean, they've got it matched up over here against Jamie Bird. Got to get him the ball.
Second down. Quarterback key. Summers. Harris can't find him. First down and then some. James Summers makes a great move. Dives ahead into USF territory. Godwin finally makes the play defensively, gain of 16.
And there's nothing here, but it's just his athletic ability. Gets by Harris, then he takes out another angle. And if not for a great effort by Lee, may have gone for more yardage. When a play breaks down, he can make something on his own.
He's run for 52 yards, Corey, and 2 touchdowns tonight. So it's first down. Hairston runs into a wall of white and is sent backwards.
And this ECU offensive line has gotten no push up front all night. They've been dominated by Deidre Sanat, James Hamilton, Eric Lee. We've seen him make plays. And we've even seen Kevin Bronson come in and make plays. They have absolutely controlled ECU's offensive line.
Loss of 1. Jones in motion. Summers will throw to Jones, who makes a catch.
Pass complete to number 7, Isaiah
Godwin
Jones.
runs him out of bounds, gain of 3, third down coming up. So if you're Coach McNeil with 3:09 to go and 3 timeouts, is this 4-down territory?
Well, I think it really is, because you wonder, can you stop their rushing attack? You haven't had a lot of success the entire game. You've had it more recently here in the second half, but if I'm them here, I'm looking for Bryce Williams, Jones in the middle of the field for James Summers.
That was Jones' first catch of the game, moment ago. Leading receiver, Summers over the middle, looks for Bishop, sliding, can't grab it. Dietrich Nichols on coverage, so here comes that situation now. I think you got to go, absolutely. On 4th down and 7, not enough time remaining to try to get the ball back, and a field goal does you no good.
Well, you got the 3 timeouts, so if they do get the ball and you're able to stop them, you can begin to use them. And they're going to bring in Quay Johnson, another receiver who they believe has some potential. He's in the slot now, and they take Jones out, and that's a surprise.
Big play here, biggest of the game so far. Fake the jet sweep to Johnson. Pressure coming, Summers gets away. Summers dives ahead, all the pens in the spot. It looks pretty good. There is a flag down in the backfield, though.
Yeah, that's
so hang on, could be holding.
Holding, offense, number 65. 10-yard penalty, 4th down.
In his 21st start, the right guard, J.T. Boyd, junior from Fort Mill, South Carolina, guilty party, big holding call.
Well, it's pretty easy to see. And Hamilton does a good job of frustration throwing his arm up like, what are you doing? and at this point, you can't have that, because now there is no decision. You got to punt it away.
Yeah, you have to.
And
4th and 17.
And that could cost you a bowl game, that hold.
Just not enough time remaining in this game. Gregory, booming kick. Tajay Fullwood, important fair catch, makes the grab at the 9. And that's where USF takes over with 2:09 to go. Each team full complement of 3 timeouts remaining here. And USF trying to put this one on ice and win its 5th of the year, which would exceed last year's victory total.
Well, Gregory's been the MVP, because by putting them back and forcing them to drive the length of the field, if you can get a stop now, then you're pretty much back in the same field position as you were just a moment ago. But the important thing is getting a stop on 1st down. And what USF has done all night is that they've used misdirection. They've gotten them out of phase in terms of where their alignments have been, and they've been able to hit it inside and on the edges.
Gregory has punted 9 times, averaged 46 yards a kick.
One of the best in the conference and the country.
Flowers of the offense back in the field. Big 1st down play, Marlon Mack. Drives forward, stopped by Zeke Bigger. Timeout coming here for East Carolina.
Well, the flag is more important than the timeout. And let's see what the flag is.
Illegal motion.
Wow.
Offense, number 11. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
That's the tight end Marlon Pope. Big penalty, because Mack had a nice pickup on 1st down that would have caused East Carolina to use that timeout. Instead, backs him up 5.
If you remember the Memphis game, Marlon Pope was the guy who had the personal foul that was so key. So, and this is not reviewable. So, bottom line is, here we go.
What did he do wrong there?
Well, it may have said the wrong number.
Okay, that's possible.
There was motion on the play, and I believe that might be something they'll go back and correct, because he was in obviously a 3-point stance. So They can't take the penalty back. Maybe they can, but they can't review it, obviously.
Now time for the play of the game brought to you by DiGiorno, and it's got to be Rodney Adams. 67-yard touchdown connection with Quentin Flowers. Got loose, and Corey broke it down so well. That bunch formation, Chris Barr backed up, and ECU really bit on that fake for the screen that never happened. Adams is all by himself.
And what you have to have if you're Danny Hope, if you're Willie Taggart, you have to have patience. How many times did we see that formation tonight? At least 10 to 15 times we saw the same formation, Dave. They waited to set that up when they needed it. Critical. And now this is even more critical for ECU's defense, this first down.
Flowers at his goal line. Tries Mack again. Slips a tackle. Stiff arm.
But you got to stay in bounds.
And a flag comes late.
And that's a personal foul on ECU, and that's going to be a first down for USF.
Deshaun Benton pushed out Marlon Mack out of bounds, and afterwards Mack was thrown down. As you saw, he fell. And if that's the unsportsmanlike or a late hit against East Carolina, it's an automatic first down plus 15.
But you got to stay in bounds if you're Marlon Mack.
After the play is over, personal foul. Late hit out of bounds. Defense number 28. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
It's Josh Hawkins.
And Hawkins, penalties have been a problem all year for Hawkins. And this is, you're out of it. What are you doing? What are you doing? As a senior, you cannot make that mistake. He won't play again tonight, and he'll be lucky to get back on the field next week. That was a critical error when you only have 2 timeouts left now. Boy, that's going to be tough to recover from.
Automatic first down. Mack dives ahead, stopped by Bigger. That jersey got pretty muddy when he was chucked down there by Corey Hawkins, Josh Hawkins a moment ago. Josh Hawkins, semifinalist for the Thorpe Award as the top defensive back in the country last year. Some big expectations for Bigger, Overton, and Josh Hawkins coming into the season. They have not met them yet. And the loss coming here tonight apparently makes things that much worse for ECU.
Well, this is a good job by Flowers running the clock down.
Pirates not using a timeout here. And Mack stays busy. Runs into Jonathan White and Zeke Bigger. 3 more yards for Mack.
Here comes the timeout now. And it comes down to this next play for the game.
Mack up to 116 rushing yards in the game here tonight. 9 times in his career has gone over 100 yards. The USF record for 100-yard games, Andre Hall 12 times. He had 6 each in 04 and 05 for USF. So Mack on his way to greatness, and there's no question we've seen him a lot over the last 2 years. His first 2 in college football. He's an impressive player.
Well, he's earned his room and board tonight, and you can see the back of his jersey proves that. It's completely drenched in this ECU grass. And what ECU has to do now, Mack, we mentioned the last time we had them that Mack has put the ball on the ground. They're probably going to give it to him. But if I'm USF, right here is a perfect time for Quentin Flowers to keep it. And maybe you even run him to the wide side of the field off of the fake to Mack, and you pull a guard around or run behind Price. So I wouldn't be surprised if Flowers keeps it. You got to be prepared to stop both Flowers and Mack.
Third down, Overton some pressure. East Carolina needs a stop, and they will get it. Marlon Mack gets the carry. Timeout coming here, just outside the 30. One timeout left for ECU before that, so none remaining for the Pirates with 1:02 to go in the 4th.
Well, that was a player that's had an excellent season, Jonathan White. You saw him run earlier with Dearness Johnson on a wheel route in the end zone. He got across the face of the block and made that play. And one thing we know about this stadium is used to Hail Marys. They ended their season last year with a Hail Mary from UCF and Brashad Perriman, and if they can get the ball back here, who knows what can happen?
You never know. And do you bring up Michigan State here? I mean, punting is always dangerous this late in the game.
Well, if you're Matthias Shabani, one of the nation's best punters, you got to get this ball off. Bottom line.
Clean handle and get rid of the football, no question. Shabani ready. They release from about the 20. Pressure coming. Gets it off. Low end over end kick that'll take a nice bull roll. And settles inside the 30-yard line. Alex Salvano, long snapper. Downs the football for USF. And here comes East Carolina with no timeouts left. 40-yard punt a moment ago.
And this, you couldn't ask for anything better from your defense if you're ECU, right? It looked like it was an insurmountable task at one point during that drive that they would even get the ball back after the silly personal foul by your senior corner, Josh Hawkins. And now you've got an opportunity if you're James Summers with the 6'6" receiver / tight end and Bryce Williams and Isaiah Jones, who hasn't done much tonight but is always capable of the spectacular catch. You have targets, and we haven't even talked about Trayvon Brown.
Leg to the field. Got to have a touchdown. Summers on first down. Bryce Williams. Bird and Ward knock him out of bounds. 45 seconds left, no timeouts for ECU. It's a gain of 2.
You got to be careful with those throws. If he gets tackled, you're going to lose a lot of time. So he has to know where he's at on the field and who he's throwing to. The clock is as big of an enemy as USF.
Jones in the slot. He's their best receiver. Summers, pressure coming. Summers still on his feet. Time ticking away, and it's out of bounds. Incomplete. Hoggins was closest to it. Defensively for USF, 36 seconds left.
And the problem with no timeouts is that you've got to work the sidelines. And that's something that he has not been very effective at this year. Now, he's had some times where he's thrown some jump balls up and had some success. And whenever they get in this formation, it's that guy right there, Jones, that he likes to go to.
On third down, Williams makes the catch. Upended by Dietrich Nichols.
I don't understand that one.
Yeah, and the clock keeps on going here. It's fourth down. They got to have it.
He can't down it. He has to throw
it. Fourth down and 1. East Carolina needs it to stay in the game. There's Jones on a screen. It's a first down. Stopped by Ward, but no timeouts left. And once it's spotted off the first down, the clock rolls. And there's the quick spike. And the clock stops with 13 seconds remaining.
Well, the one advantage you have is that if you can get into a Hail Mary situation, you have a lot of length on the football field. And that's the advantage you have. You want to just pick up a little bit more yardage to take a shot at the end zone. So it has to be a sideline pattern, however.
It's second down. Summers, trouble. Summers goes down.
Oh, that's it.
And that should be it. Bronson got to him. Game's over. Willie Taggart and USF knock off Ruff McNeil and East Carolina 22-17. Kevin Bronson the sack to end the game for the Bulls. They've won 4 of 5, Corey. And they are 1 win from bowl eligibility, their first time in 5 years. The Red Hot Bulls keep it going on the road. It was not easy.
It wasn't easy. You have to know in this situation that you can't take a sack. Now, they were just, he's got to run over. And you can see the sidelines and Willie Taggart and
Tom Allen, he's pretty happy. Defensive coordinator, he's pumped up.
So.
And the game on a sack's got to be pretty good for a DC, right? 22-17. So we know Cincinnati lost today at Houston. So the Bearcats are 2-3 in the conference. UConn at 3-3. They beat Tulane 7-3 today. And they're right there in the thick of things. But Temple, with USF coming up next, has the 2-game lead on the Bulls in the East.
Well, USF wins next week. They're 4-2. Temple's 5-1. Temple still has to play Memphis. So that's what you're kind of looking for if you're USF. To win the East, you've got to beat Temple at home and then hope Memphis can knock them off.
Navy beat Memphis. 15-game win streak over for the Tigers. And the midshipmen just one loss this year. A fantastic season for Navy. Lauren, joined by Quentin Flowers.
Well, Quentin, we just saw the celebration out there. What does this win say about the character of your team?
It just showed them guys, we was down at a point, over there was a little, we got a little miscommunication on the sideline, and, I had them guys look up to me. I was a little frustrated over there because, we get down in the red zone, I want to, every opportunity I want to score. I want to score, and, I got a little out of hand, I told them guys, I told them guys I apologize, I'm wrong. I shouldn't have did that. As a quarterback, as a leader, you can't do that. You got to keep these guys up, and that's what I did, and these guys kept fighting.
I saw you leading on the sidelines, and a guy that was big for you here tonight was Marlon Mack, an absolute workhorse out of the backfield. What did you see out of him here?
Marlon Mack, he didn't have a lot of big runs, but, he just kept telling Coach T, give me the ball, give me a chance. If it ain't working, I'll try to make it work, and that's what we just did.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Quentin.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Got pretty energized, didn't he, Lauren, on the sideline? Quentin Flowers. But an impressive game and a big win for USF on the road. The final 22-17. Bulls beat the Pirates tonight in Greenville. For Corey Chavis, Lauren Gardner, the entire crew, I'm Dave Ryan saying so long. Now send it to Brent Stover, Christian Fourier, and Houston Nutt back at the CBS Sports Network studio in New York. Sensational, scintillating, separation Saturday. So many big games in college football. The guys will get you up to date. Here in Greenville, USF takes it 22-17.
What a day, what a night in college football. As the calendar turns to November, Brent Stover, three-time SEC Coach of the Year, Houston Nutt, former All-American tight end at Colorado, Christian Fourier. Turned out to be a heck of a second half in this American Athletic Conference battle.
Yeah, I tell you what, when ECU went into the second half, they only had 29 yards of total offense, and they fought back, and they made this a game. But a couple bad mistakes, Houston, at the end of that game. They really messed with the game management in the situation, had to burn some of those timeouts. But give it to them. They played a good game.
Willie Taggart, excellent job right there. That's a good win. They needed that one. Yep. But they had East Carolina had some foolish penalties that really hurt them.
22-17, the final is South Florida gets win number 5. They've won 4 of their last 5.